Hey, T-Subbers. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I'm late, but I made it. And I just want to thank you. I'm late, but I am here. And Lord, where do we start? You know where I want to start? I want to start. These people got the nerve. They got some. I mean, when I say they got nerve, they got nerve. They start all this mess. Oh, I'm in the dark, huh? I'm in the dark. Who you talking about, AunTeaFee? These people. These people start all this mess. Be playing with God. Father up above. Thy Father that art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Yeah, these people, the ones who trespassed against us. Yeah, they had the nerve to start a whole bunch of mess. And then this man right here. Y'all come on in. I know I'm late. Forgive me. Forgive me. Can you forgive me? I know I'm late. Can you forgive us, please? Please forgive AunTeaFee. Is that okay? Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. These people are crazy. Oh, wow. Trying to get you him. Him and his boss. Because I don't understand how they can start all of this mess. Play with God. And now this man right here, Pete, Peach, hands here, get here. Yeah, Pete, asking for prayer. Not only is he asking for prayer, you know, because, you know, AunTeaFee said, you know, we need to change our prayers, and our prayers need to be intense and direct. Y'all come in, hitting the like button. Yeah. I know I was supposed to be here last night, but I went to sleep. And I mean, when I slept, I guess I had that fat, full sleep. I woke up briefly this morning. I don't even know if I got up to use the restroom or not. I don't know. I don't know what I did. But I laid back down and went to sleep again. And it was 2 o'clock. It was after 2. I guess my body said, girl, you gonna get this rest. You are gonna get this rest. Hey, y'all. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Janet. Sorry, I'm late. What they say, I'm a day late, but I'm not $1 short. Thank you, Janet. She said you on time. Yeah. These folks done played in our play with God, then played in our face, and now this man right here, Peter, I'm changing his name to get her. Get him. Hence here. Excuse me. Hence here. I'm on this water, y'all. Can y'all see this water? Hawaiian. Baby, that's this water. I've been experimenting on water. I need another light. I've been experimenting on water. Yeah. hints her. Get her. This one is pretty good too. Can y'all see it? I like it. It's another one. It's a couple of more I like. But anyway, he asked him for prayer. You know that old church song, if ever you needed the Lord before, you sure do need him now. So he's asking for prayer. But what is particularly interesting to me is that he's just not asking for anybody to pray. He don't want just anybody to pray. He said, brrr, drum roll, drum roll. He's saying, I only want the prayers of the righteous. I don't know what he believe in. I thought all these people was a Zionist. I don't, huh? He said, I want the prayers of the righteous. I only want the Christians to pray. I'm adding this in because I don't know what he asked them for, but he only asked for Christians. We need them who are called by the name of the Lord. We need the prayers of the chosen ones. You let me tell it. We need the prayers of the chosen. We need the prayers of the original. Yeah. We need the prayers of those who are after God's own heart. I talked to my little brother today. Told him I have a word. Thank God he retired. Thank God he retired from the military. He was up there high in rank as well. He retired in January 2025. Praise God. Praise God. All this time I've been reluctant on talking to him about the military because I didn't want him being jeopardized or compromised. Thank God he retired. He said he saw what was coming. Didn't understand that this was all Mega had. He said this was the best Mega could do. This was the best they could do. Yeah, Janet, I did leave in a rush, didn't I? I ain't gonna, yeah, everything was fine. They was picking. I kept getting too many calls back to back, so here I am thinking something done happened. And they was picking because of football. Can you believe it? They was picking and poking at me back to back to back to back over football. I said to myself, you know what, y'all trifling. They show trifling, ain't they, Janet? Hey, Miss Tom. Yeah, they rushed me off like that, had me thinking in some type of, oh Lord, something gotta be going on. And can you believe they was poking and picking at me to make fun about football? Yes, indeed. They know I talk plenty noise. They know I talk plenty noise, baby. Plenty noise. And I was so caught up into y'all yesterday. Heck, I forgot all about football. I'm like, wait, what? Thank you, Mrs. Tom. So, yes, thank you for checking on me. And oh, and then I didn't come back, and you ain't heard from me all day, and I ain't really been online. I bet you did think something was wrong. Bless you, Janet. Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay. I guess I was more tired than I realized I was. I may have waited for you. Yeah, I was out. I was knocked out. I was knocked out. And I was shocked that when I finally got up, it was 2 o'clock. I was thinking it was probably 10:30 or 11, and it was after 2. I was tired. But whatever I did last night, I ain't take nothing. I drank some clove tea. I don't know what I did to make me get that caught up on my sleep, but baby, it worked. I don't know what I did to do it, but Lord, I thank you. But anyway, let me get back over here. And congratulations to my brother who retired. Thank you. Who retired from the military at the beginning of this year. Yeah, so he won't be compromised or have to, nothing, whatever I was thinking. But I have a guy I used to date a long time ago. I need to touch bases with him. I know he was high up there in rank. Uh, yeah, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to touch that, but I do need to reach out to make sure. He may need to not make sure, but I need to plant a seed. It's time to go. Either he needs to go, or they need to go ahead and retire respectfully. Respectfully. I know folk have dedicated their life to the military, uh, and both of the two guys I just mentioned. I know they have. I know they have. Respectfully. And the guy I used to date a long time ago, I didn't understand why he kept re-enlisting back in the day. But he did, and he has honors and high up in position. But it's time for him to go too, because I think that they did away with chaplain ministry in the military. This cat. Yeah, he just ain't right. But anyway, let me get on back to Pete, hence him. I've changed his name. It's hence him. Get him. Get him. Not get here. Get him. Hence him. Bring your ass him. Because you're asking for prayer. You're doing the devil's dance. Yeah. You're doing the devil's dance. But now you're asking only for Christians to pray. What do you want the righteous to pray for? I know you playing with the devil, but you remember something, because why are you asking for the prayers of the righteous? They availeth much. So what are you needing us? So now you want to use us again? Or is this a wolf in sheep clothing? What are you doing? Is this part of the luring that Bibi Netanyahu, are you trying to sue you? Him. Is this a plot of him trying to lure Christians again? What are we doing? What do you want the Christians for? How dare you? How dare you? Hence here. Hence here. Bring that ass here. What you want? AunTeaFee, you cussing? Like, bring that task. Is that better? If I say task? Yeah, bring that task here. Yeah, what? Because you ain't finna play in our face. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. And are we sick of y'all trying to use us? Yeah. You talk about us, you use us, attempt to abuse us, steal our money, ape our kids, and teenagers, boys and girls. Yeah, what you want? Let's hear this, y'all. Get the likes up. 262 people in the building. I only see 19 likes, and 3 of them was here before I got here. So I don't know what you doing. But y'all need to double tap the face of your screen if you're on your phone. Which one you call, Mrs. Tom? Double tap the face of your screen or hit the thumbs up. Mrs. Tom, 39, you said I called that one. Which one? Little bit. What you call? They are now calling Trump a power bottom. The pickle eater is a bottom. Huh? But ain't that what I said? Didn't I say that when I said, Bill, if you take it in your mouth, Bill put it in the beep. That's why you can't hold shit. You didn't catch that, Miss Janet? Yeah, that's what that mean, Janet. When I said he ate that pickle, if he let Bill put that deal in his mouth, he turned over and he twerked for him too. That's why he can't hold that shit and be running down his legs. He is wide open because Bill went in. He went in to seal the booty deal. He got that ass pop. Got that ass pop. Say what? Bill pop that ass. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said he couldn't hold shit in. That's why I was running down his leg and he needed a pull-up diaper. He got plunged. Yeah. Bubba plunged him. Yeah. That's why you don't be reading between the lines, Jenny. I'll have to look at you with a side eye sometimes because I thought you was able to read between the lines, boo-boo. Not boo-boo, like, not that boo-boo, but you know what I mean. Yeah, because you be coming back like that be the first time you done heard it. Yeah, you be trying to repeat stuff on the cool that I done already said. I don't get that from you sometimes. Is there more than one of you, Janet? You said they are now calling him a bottom. Ain't that what I've been said when I said he took that pickle in his mouth and Bubba put it someplace? I said he poked him in the... Yeah. You didn't catch my subliminals? I said he had wide hips. Yeah, he got popped like one of the girls. I kept calling him Dunika. Because Bill, Bubba, Bill sealed the booty deal. Yeah. My bad. You didn't read between the lines. But I know without a shadow of a doubt in my mind that I said if he ate Bubba's pickle, he took it in the rears. Oh yeah, I said that more than one time, and you was in the comments. You was, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think you like hearing it from other people and think you bringing tea to me. I think sometimes you think you be bringing me the tea, and it be stuff I done already said. So you just repeating what I done already said. I gotta watch you sometimes with my good eye, Janet. You do that a lot. You do that a lot. And I talked about that for days. I had everybody named Mama coming over here laughing at my Bubba ucking the dump. They been knowing he was taking it in the rear end. I don't know about y'all sometimes. They been knowing he was taking it in the rear. Hell, some of them done took it in there too. That's why they don't want some of that stuff to come out. Why are y'all getting brand new on me? I think I be giving y'all the tea too early. Or y'all like really hearing it from somebody else. That's what I'm beginning to think. That's what I'm beginning to think. Yeah, but I don't need you to bring it over here. Especially if I don't already said it. Because it almost sounds like you, again, like I said, like you bringing it to me. Well, that mean you in the wrong spot, Maria. Get on. Because I'm in a reading mood. Yeah, I'm just sorry. I need to be honest. I need to thy own self be true. And that's how I be feeling sometimes. Yeah, I'm just being honest. And it ain't just you. But you one of my mods. And I don't want to take your mod stick. Because sometimes I don't know which direction you're going in. So I just want to be honest. And I don't want to take this into 2026. But sometimes I do. I look at you like, wait, what? Wait, what? Yeah. So please be mindful of that. So I don't have to look at you with the side eye trying to figure out what it is that you're doing. You know, my mind be all, you know how I think. How I think ain't new. How I process stuff ain't new. But I don't wanna take your mind stick thinking that you trying to backdoor. Too much backdooring going on. Yeah. Yeah. I know you don't mean no harm, and I don't mean no harm either. I just want us to be clear. Miss Time, did you eat? Yes, I did, Mrs. Tom, but I have to be honest? I woke up at 2 o'clock. I told y'all. Are y'all listening? I just woke up at 2. What is it, 5, 6? And I woke up literally backdooring. Yeah. And I did wake up eating breakfast at 2. So, yes, I am. But I'm drinking my water. Okay. I am not that type of... I know. And I'm honest and true to the game. That's what's up. Stay true to the game. High five. Let me take this. High five. There you go. You received my high five. Okay, yeah. So he asked him for our prayer. Let's hear him, y'all. Let's hear it. I may be wrong, but that's what he's saying. Yeah, no, I ain't hungry. I ain't hungry. And I took some probiotic.
Let's prayers go. For our national guards. Appeals to heaven for our national, the faith of this country.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm just irritated. No, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. I don't even know if I'm just irritated that they plan. I don't know if they playing with God. So now you appearing from you. Now you praying to heaven. I just don't understand how you could be doing so much this deceptive stuff, playing and dancing with the devil, and now because y'all are about to be exposed and y'all are creating unnecessary wars, because I don't care if he is in denial about why the Afghan was in the U.S. and who allowed him to continue to be here. If Trump would not have illegally put the troops on the streets illegally, the National Guards, he wouldn't have got shot in D.C. If he had not been doing illegal stuff, the National Guard would not have been roaming the street unnecessarily, putting itself in harm's way, fighting with people on the streets, because that's not what he signed up for. Miss Tom, what you hold up, Miss Tom? I'm looking at you crazy. I'm looking at you crazy now. Why you hugging folk? Why you hugging on Janet? Yeah, Teresa, if you can't handle the truth, go ahead and go. Don't ever come back. Let me make sure you don't. Exit forever. Yeah. Yeah, why you hugging? Why you, what? Again, it's like y'all trying to play in my face. I don't get that. I don't get a hug. Janet, your feelings hurt. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping. Y'all are tripping. I just don't get it. No, man. Hey, mysterious eyes. Yeah.
I would ask for prayers for our National Guardsmen. Appeals to heaven for our National Guardsmen.
After it was announced that there was the shooting in Washington, D.C., and Sarah Beckstrom and Andrew Wolf were shot, Sarah succumbing to her injuries, Donald Trump announced, we're going to double down. We're going to send more troops into the city of Washington. After a judge, by the way, declared it unlawful.
And he, so why are you calling for only Christians? Because you tripping because he asked them for more guards? Or because you feel like it's like there's a need overpowering? I mean, like the streets are roaming with people shooting at the National Guards? Or because this is just this one incident, y'all still can't tell us what the motive is. You still ain't told us what the motive is, and the guy's still alive. I mean, we assuming. So what he's saying? I mean, because you lied and said that he was still alive when we know for sure that they were not. And now all of a sudden, yesterday, one of them passed. So when are y'all going to announce the other one? Why are y'all slow walking the truth? Y'all gave us the truth. Y'all pulled the truth back. Now y'all slow walking it. And now you calling on only Christians. Why only Christians? Why? He's not a Christian. He don't even believe in that. Only to use us for votes and to try to convert us. Why y'all stealing from us and endangering us and the military unnecessarily? Now tell us again, why you calling on only Christians? And the God in heaven? Reckon you done played with the devil too long? John. You know, they putting the emphasis on the Afghan. It could have been friendly fire. It could have been staged. Who knows? When it comes to this orange head, a pumpkin head, we don't know. We really don't know. It could have been a part of a movie. We don't know. That's because he lies. Him and his cabinet, they lie. They dance with the devil. They're Zionists. So everything they do has to be demonic and evil and opposite of God. We've researched that, right? Everything is opposite of God, and opposite of God is the devil. So they worship it. They use our money for that mess. They manipulate the Bible. So why is it an Afghan? Why? Because the Afghan was an ally, helped us. What happened? If I was in suit with him pushing the deportation, the immigration, all of that, to send them to foreign land, to slave them out and to be tortured. Yeah, to make it appear like they are fulfilling the Bible, and it's not. They're fulfilling that Tulane or Tehran or whatever that a Zionist mess is, the big old animal-looking statue with the horns. And that don't have nothing to do with us. Yeah, they've been praying and talking to the big statue that they be unaliving kids and abusing kids for. So why they not calling out prayers to the big old statue with the horns on his head? I don't get it. You've been snatching kids, tricking kids, manipulating them, graping them, brainwashing them, mind manipulation, that MK Ultra. Why do you need Christians now? Because I feel like that you setting us up. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, before I even listen to this foolishness. Hey, everybody coming in, please hit the like button. Hey, Karen. Beautiful me. Hey, everybody. Hey, Vicky. Hey, whoever else I missed, I'm sorry. Let's listen to Johnny, but I'm just saying, I know it was an Afghan, but what made a ally flip like that? And I don't necessarily believe it, just like I don't believe Tyler Robinson unalive Charlie Kirk. I believe that was staged. And until I hear something different, I'm beginning to think that was staged as well. Because the Epstein files are still coming out, and you're getting implemented deeper and deeper. You and the CIA. You and the McGrawns with Candace. Yeah. Yeah. And it's ironic to me that France has reached out to an Israeli, a pro-Israel assassin, male and female, to unalive Candace. Yeah. Y'all all in cahoots together. Which is why you, sir, Dookie Butt, yeah, don't want to offer any assistance or intervene. Why? She's a taxpayer. Yeah. But let's hear this mess.
The faith of this country.
Oh, now you're talking about our faith. Oh, I can't get past him. The faith of the faith of this company, country. What faith? the faith we had in the country, in our leadership, in our government, the old faith that we used to have. I mean, what faith are you talking about? Hence him. What faith? You think we have faith? You think we have faith in him? Oh, you talking about God up above. So you're not looking for faith in the big old iron, that symbol with the big old horns that y'all be bringing sacrifices to. You so you're not talking about that one no more. You talking about Father God, thy Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So I go back to that old song. If ever you needed the Lord before, not before, you sure do need him now. Yeah. I just couldn't shake this man. Let's listen.
The faith of this country, the Christian faith, the prayers. I would ask for prayers for our National Guardsmen. Appeals to heaven for our National Guardsmen.
After it was announced that there was the shooting in Washington, D.C., and Sarah Beckstrom and Andrew Wolf were shot, Sarah succumbing to her injuries, Donald Trump announced, we're going to double down. We're going to send more troops into the city of Washington, after a judge, by the way, declared it unlawful, illegal, the deployment of these troops into the city. And Pete Hegseth, a know-nothing,
you got one out. You got one out, Janet.
Came out and gave a statement to the press that devolved into a white Christian nationalist screed, where he's speaking in coded Christian nationalist language about appeal to heaven. We're going to get into all of that, but demanding people say Christian prayers for the families. And he came in with very obvious scripted talking points that he had to hit, because he either forgot that he had said them earlier or just wanted it on repeat or couldn't think of anything original to say. But the stiffen our resolve, he said multiple times in this very brief clip before he pivoted to Christian nationalism. This is a substitute for leadership that we have now. Speaking, going back to leadership. Watch Pete Hegseth, and then we'll get into his white supremacist bullshit that he's on Thanksgiving spewing.
Myself and my team were notified that 2 National Guardsmen have been shot in Washington, D.C., critically wounded. The shooter shot in a cowardly, dastardly act targeting
Where's the video?
the rest of America. Heroes willing to serve in Washington, D.C., serve for people they don't know and they've never met because they love their country and their capital and their community.
Where's the video?
They were willing to do dangerous things others were not because they love their fellow Americans. Someone decided to turn that into targeting National Guardsmen. That will only stiffen our resolve. We will never back down. We will secure our capital. We will secure our cities. In fact, this happened just steps away from the White House. It will not stand. And that's why President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army to the National Guard, to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C. This will only stiffen our resolve to ensure that we make Washington, D.C. safe and beautiful. The drop in crime has been historic. The increase in safety and security has been historic. But if criminals want to conduct things like this, violence against America's best, we will never back down. President Trump will never back down. That's why the American people elected him. America and our warriors, our National Guardsmen, are strong. And so we're following this very closely. We're getting information rapidly. And I mentioned the faith of this country, the Christian faith, the prayers. I would ask for prayers for our National Guardsmen. Appeals to heaven for our National Guardsmen, for their families, on bended knee as a War Department, as a nation.
On bended knee.
Against America's best, we will never back down. President Trump will never back down. That's
So if he, Lord, let me let this play out. He the reason it happened. He won't back down. He won't back down to who? I'm a little confused. Are you saying he won't back down to God? Because who you want the Christians to pray for, he is not interested in. So I'm a little confused in what you're saying and how you... Yeah, you saying Afghan, but we ain't at war with Afghan. We ain't in... I don't think nobody that's here is at war with the National Guard. It's that he is at war with the people unnecessarily. So are you asking for prayer for the National Guards? Or are you really asking for prayer for your evil leader who won't back down to righteousness? You know, so I'm just kind of confused in what you asking for. Because you know, and we know that we really ain't got that problem to have the National Guards on the streets because it's illegal. Your master is breaking the law. So he needs to bow down to God. I'm confused on what you asking the people to do. He needs to bow down to God. You need to be asking for people to pray for your master. Because the reality of it is in our learning, says it, in all that get understanding. Knowledge. And what we are learning is that he is more corrupt than damn near any criminal that's locked up in prison right now. I can't think of nobody who deserves to be locked up and in prison than this man right here. Everything that anybody has done that's in prison, he has already done. And that's if we're going to keep it real and be honest. That's everybody remove the left, the right, the white, the black. Yeah, that's just everybody everybody be real. Keep it real. Let's just remove Republicans, Democrats, left-wing, white, extremists, all of that. And call a spade a spade. Who is more criminal than anybody that's locked up? Than Donald Trump. What crime has he not committed? He's killed. He's murdered. He's raped. He has. He's a thief. And on top of that, he's a serial murderer. He's a serial rapist. And he's a serial thief. So he's the biggest threat, not the people on the street, if we gonna keep it real. So I'm a little confused. Headhunter, Headsworth, or whatever. Head Seth. Yeah, hence here. You need to be asking the Christians to pray for Donald Trump. so that God can fix the real problem on earth right now. Because the biggest problem and threat is Donald Trump. If we're going to keep it real. And we got to stop playing like we can't see the truth, as if the left and the right is priority over the truth, because it's not. And as long as we keep making it about left and right, this con artist, this iller and rapist will continue to do what he's been doing. So I'm not praying for condolences to the guards if they really did lose their life, not just one but both, is what the true report is. But we need to pray that God fix our problem with this orange man right here.
Guardsmen to Washington, D.C. That will only stiffen our resolve. We will never back down. We will secure our capital. We will secure our cities. In fact, this happened just steps away from the White House. It will not stand. And that's why President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army, to the National Guard, to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C. This will only stiffen our resolve to ensure
I believe that, Milas.
Washington, D.C. safe and beautiful. The drop in crime
Thank you,
has been
Karen.
historic. The increase in safety and security has been historic.
Let's be clear, the drop in crime had already begun before they was deployed. That's the truth. See, don't want us to come in and pray when you're lying. Don't want us to come in and pray when you're lying. That means you're still representing the devil. Because the devil is a deceiver, manipulator, and liar. So right now, I know that that's what you own. That is exactly what you own. Deception. Hey, King LX. Hey, salute to you, precious. Shout out to King, the one and only King LX. He my YouTube king from the Mo 3 sector. Thank you, precious. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. So as long as they come out here on lies, trying to play in our face again, we gonna rebuke you in the name of Jesus. We need to incorporate our rebuke power again, y'all, because they playing in our face, and we ain't having it. We see you. We see you. And we hear your lies. And we not going for it. Not over here. But let's listen to it. It's just hard for me to process when I hear these lies. I need for you to be manning up. Now, I know he done bent over for Bill. You know, and I know there's a bunch of shame game going on, but we gonna call it what it is. And you're gonna have to call it out. We are not hiding behind the lies. The Epstein files is coming out. And we're gonna need for you to man up and him to man up and change his damn diaper. Because before it's all over, him gonna shit on himself again. It's gonna be going down his leg because his hole is wide open back there because Bill been in there. Bubba, my bad. But y'all need to put on your big boy drawers and pamper, pull them up, and start telling the truth if you want the prayers of the righteous. Yeah. You said revolution of Islam is almost here. revelation or revolution? The revolution. Okay, let's listen.
But if criminals want to conduct things like this, violence against America's best, we will never back down.
He causing all the
Trump
problems.
will never back down. That's why the American people.
Let me tell you something, sir. That's why you don't call on Christians. You don't call on Christians. Y'all, we need to start using our rebuke power. I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday. I don't know if y'all know nothing about the Kojic and the Pentecostal upbringing. We need the old sisters and brothers to get around in circles and start praying that spirit on up. But don't tell us as Christians, don't call for Christians to pray and think we're not gonna pray for the devil. We're gonna pray that spirit on up out of there. We're gonna rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus. We're gonna throw that holy water on him. Now I know that ain't Pentecostal. Well, yeah, that's Pentecostal, but I know that's also Catholic, where they slang the holy water on him. We use olive oil. We gonna loosen up that orange on that. Yeah, tell it. Don't come with that orange makeup on, because as much oil that's gonna be rolling down his forehead, baby. All of that's gonna come down once that olive oil, that anointed oil, yeah, hit that forehead. Pop that forehead. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. Yeah. So don't call on God's chosen ones to pray, baby, because we coming. We're all in hand. We not that baby oil that your boy Diddy be having. Yeah. Not that oil. We not gonna oil that up back there. We gonna put it on your forehead. We're gonna anoint that forehead with oil. Yeah, and we gonna lay that at. I'm sorry, Lord. Oh, Lord. We gonna lay you down. We gonna put a white sheet up over you, because we don't know if you're gonna come dressed as a Danica or a Donald, and we gonna pray that spirit up out of you. And this fool talking as if in the midst of all this. Yeah, we gonna pray that spirit up out of you. So since you done called for Christians, we are going to pray. We're gonna rebuke the devil. Yeah, and we're going to pray that evil up out of him. Yeah, we're going to have that foam and stuff coming out of his mouth. And he's going to be, going around on the ground like a snake that he is.
The drop in crime has been historic. The increase in safety and security
You're welcome,
has been historic. But if criminals want to conduct things like this, violence against America's best, we will never back down. President Trump will never back down. That's why the American people elected him.
He gonna bow down to God. Now, I know you may think he your God, but he will bow down to God. He will. He will.
America and our warriors, our National Guardsmen, are strong. And so we're following this very closely. We're getting information rapidly. I mentioned the faith of this country, the Christian faith, the prayers. I would ask for prayers for our National Guardsmen.
Excuse me, Mr.
Appeals to heaven for our National Guardsmen, for their families, on bended knee as a War Department, as a nation.
Excuse me.
We will never back down.
Excuse
And we think
me.
about them right now.
Venezuela.
Couple of different things. I don't want to get petty here, but it's not myself and my team. And I'm not just speaking about grammar here. What this is a glimpse into his psyche and his arrogance and the ego.
Manipulation.
Pete Hegseth.
Deception.
First of all, grammar-wise, it's my team and I were notified. That's the least of the thing. The problem I have with
tea
this
is hot.
language
The
isn't the
information
grammar
is
part
fire.
of it. It's the fact that he
Thank you,
centers
Janet.
himself. I was notified. Oh yeah, as an extension, my team was too. He thinks
The
of himself
American
first.
people.
It's all about him and how deep and long into Donald Trump's ass he can shove his tongue.
Yeah, there you go.
So the shooter sought the cowardly, dastardly act targeting the best of American heroes willing to serve in Washington, D.C. Let me say this about the troops in Washington, D.C. They're all over the place. They're not in the places they should be if this were actually about combating crime in the city, about setting a good order
Absolutely,
back to the city. If that were the case, they wouldn't be where all the tourists are, where there's virtually no crime anyway, right?
Right.
But he says they're willing to do, they don't have a choice. These people, they joined the National Guard, but they didn't raise your hand if you want to be deployed to Washington, D.C. in violation of the law. Raise your hand if you don't care about the Posse Comitatus Act. Raise your hand. Nobody did that. So when I'm talking to my friends and colleagues and people generally about the National Guard being here, I always say, I've gotten in the face of federal agents and given them a ration of shit. I've talked about it walking out of a restaurant and seeing the Secret Service out there doing a traffic stop and me oh, Trump's got you out here doing traffic stops, huh? I'll give them shit. They have a choice whether or not to be here. They have a choice. You can't just quit the military. That's not how it works. They weren't, it wasn't that they were willing to serve. They volunteered in Donald Trump's illegal, as defined by a federal judge, unlawful deployment here. And then it'll only stiffen our resolve. It'll only stiffen our resolve. He says it twice. We will secure our capital. We will secure our cities. They're going to use this as a predicate for further occupation of U.S. cities, further invasion of U.S. cities, illegally deploying the United States military into them. Mark my words, that's what they're going to do. And that President Trump, that's why President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army and the National Guard to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C. That'll fix everything. More people in the city that didn't need them in the first place. It'll stiffen our resolve, and then he pivots to his Christian nationalist talking points. As I mentioned, the faith of this country, the Christian faith, not Islam, not Judaism, the faith of this country, the Christian faith, the prayers I would ask for. He wants Christian prayers.
Ain't that nothing?
Jews need not apply. Muslims need not apply. Hindus need not apply. Some other of the thousands of other religions, you need not apply. Pete Hegseth is looking for Christian prayers here.
I use PayPal to buy this ticket. I'm paying it off over time. No fees, no interest.
I mean, Bill ain't the only one.
This appeal to heaven, we're going to get to that. Appeal to heaven for National Guardsmen, for their families on bended knee. As the War Department, as the nation, we will never back down. Never back down. So you may have heard about this appeal to heaven flag. Remember when Samuel Alito
released the files. So we'll see who else need to go along with him and Bill.
His beach house, his vacation home. And people are like, that's a little problematic for the a justice of the Supreme Court.
Thank you, Southern Queen of the South.
Christian nationalist flag. Of course, it was commissioned by George Washington during the Revolution, but there's a lot of revolutionary iconography, symbology that is being co-opted by white supremacist groups in their effort at revolution, at changing the country. I'm going to read a little bit about that particular flag. That statement from Pete Hegseth, appeal to heaven, which just so happens to be on a white Christian nationalist flag. The history behind the controversial appeal to heaven flag. The appeal to heaven flag is now also associated with, and then he pivots to his Christian nationalist talking points. As I mentioned, the faith of this country, the Christian faith, not Islam, not Judaism, the faith of this country, the Christian faith, the prayers I would ask for. He wants Christian prayers. Jews need not apply. Muslims need not apply. Hindus need not apply. Some other of the thousands of other religions, you need not apply. But Pete Hegseth is looking for Christian prayers here. This appeal to heaven, we're going to get to that. Appeal to heaven for National Guardsmen, for their families.
Okay, so hold on now, because there's a pattern. So this hit, 386 people in the building. Please double tap the face of your screen. You know, I use the thumbs up, the three dots at the top right. Get them up, get them up. Yeah, so we mentioned, you know, he said, Christians, Christians, we need Christians, Christians. I showed y'all Bibi Netanyahu last week where he is having a drive and a push to turn Christians into Zionists, and he's going to go through the mega churches that he sends large contributions to. So the same way that he baited Charlie Kirk is how he's baiting the mega churches. And they chimed in on faith. Remember, Candace Owens kept saying, who does Turning Point, where is this faith, and who is the faith in? Why all of a sudden there's a push about faith with Turning Point? So now we're hearing Christians in heaven. Faith in heaven. Let's go.
As the War Department, as the nation, we will never...
Heaven. So there's a heaven flag now.
This appeal to heaven. We're going to get to that. Appeal to heaven for not
Appeal
apply.
to heaven.
Some other of the thousands of other religions.
They playing in our face.
Not apply. But Pete Hexis is looking for Christian prayers here. This appeal to heaven. We're going to get to that. Appeal to heaven for National Guardsmen, for their families on bended knee. As the War Department, as the nation, we will never back down. Never back down. So you may have heard about this appeal to heaven flag. Remember when
there's a
Samuel
whole
Alito,
flag. Yeah, they have a whole flag. What is this about? What is this about, good people? Appeal to heaven. And it's a slight bother to me because they play on words. He only wants Christians to pray. This is appeal to heaven. Netanyahu work for faith, though. It's his slogan. And I don't even like the word appeal. What is that mess that Bill Gates have that now he's spraying over the food? Something feel, appeal. I'm just not buying none of it. But we gotta stay woke, and we gotta act like we are paying attention. Not just act like, be about paying attention. Because they are putting it out in front of us. I remember, I just thought about it. I remember something was said about the Zionists that they have to put it out. They can't hide it. They have to reveal what they're going to do in our face. Because we're going to allow it to happen because we're going to play dumb. And appeal to heaven. What is the tree? What is this? What is this? He would have been better off putting a piece of bread. Bread of heaven. Bread of heaven. Feed me to... What is an appeal to... Why is there a tree? What is this? Let's listen.
Bended knee as the War Department, as the nation. We will never back down. Never back down. So you may have heard about this appeal to heaven flag. Remember when Samuel Alito, Supreme Court Justice,
Are they wanting to
flew this
fight with
flag
God?
outside
I mean, what
his
is
beach
this?
house, his vacation home, and people are like, that's a little problematic for a justice of the Supreme Court to fly this white Christian nationalist flag. Of course, it was like commissioned by George Washington during the Revolution, but there's a lot of revolutionary iconography, symbology that is being co-opted by white supremacist groups in their effort at revolution and changing the country. I'm going to read a little bit about that particular flag. That statement from Pete Hegseth, appeal to heaven, which just so happens to be on a white Christian nationalist flag. The history behind the controversial appeal to heaven flag. The appeal to heaven flag is now also associated with American far-right movements and supporters of former President Donald Trump. The flag has appeared at Trump rallies, and it appeared among crowds at the January 6th insurrection. It is also ingrained into the rhetoric of Christian nationalism. We just heard a Christian nationalist, Pete Hegseth, ingrain it into his rhetoric. However, it's among crowds at the January 6th insurrection. It is also ingrained into the rhetoric of Christian nationalism. We just heard a Christian nationalist, Pete Hegseth, ingrain it into his rhetoric. However, its gradual integration into far-right politics actually started far before the Trump era, and its significance during the American Revolution is a key reason why. Quote, this flag is part of a broader effort by the right wing to recall the principles of the American Revolution and import them into anti-democratic efforts, says Jamar Tisby, an author and professor at Simmons College in Kentucky who studies Christian nationalism. This theme can be traced back to the emergence of the Tea Party movement, another homage to the American Revolution, the conservative political movement that took root in the early days of President Barack Obama's first term around 2009. And as you'll well remember, as all of you who have any memory whatsoever, those in my audience who aren't fucking goldfish will remember the roots of the Tea Party movement, exactly what motivated them with the election of our first black president. Oh, what a coincidence that all of a sudden they're freedom lovers, they're tyranny haters. Oh, because they were afraid that a black dude was president. The Tea Party movement called for a reduction in government influence, but was also closely related to far-right populism and racial animus in response to Obama's election to office. It greatly influenced the Republican Party and was leveraged by Donald Trump during his victorious 2016 presidential campaign. So they're going to make this a racially motivated killing, certainly an anti-Christian thing. They're going to double dip back to the Tea Party movement.
Miss Tom, I accidentally removed your comment about be polite or leave. Dopra, whatever. What are you trying to say? What are you talking about? You talking about something that we're not even talking about. Are you in the wrong live? Dear Papa, are you in the wrong live? Jumbo, yeah. Derper, Jumbo, yeah, you. Are you in the wrong live? Well, I'm asking you, and since you are now acting like you can't hear, I will go ahead and remove you. Can you go ahead and remove him? Yeah, I'm trying. And the device I'm on, I'm having a... Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Don't come in here talking about something we're not talking about.
Putting up, using language that is coded for the ears in the early days of President Barack Obama's first term around 2009. And as you'll well remember, as all of you who have any memory whatsoever, however, its gradual integration into far-right politics actually started far before the Trump era, and its significance during the American Revolution is a key reason why. Quote, this flag is part of a broader effort by the right wing to recall the principles of the American Revolution and import them into anti-democratic efforts, says Jamar Tisby, an author and professor at Simmons College in Kentucky who studies Christian nationalism. This theme can be traced back to the emergence of the Tea Party movement, another homage to the American Revolution. The conservative political movement that took root in the early days of President Barack Obama's first term around 2009. And as you'll well remember, as all of you who have any memory whatsoever, those in my audience who aren't fucking goldfish will remember the roots of the Tea Party movement, exactly what motivated them. With the election of our first black president, oh, what a coincidence that all of a sudden they're freedom lovers, they're tyranny haters, oh, because they were afraid that a black dude was president. The Tea Party movement called for a reduction in government influence, but was also closely related to far-right populism and racial animus in response to Obama's election to office. It greatly influenced the Republican Party and was leveraged by Donald Trump during his victorious 2016 presidential campaign. So they're going to make this a racially motivated killing, certainly an anti-Christian thing.
Appeal to heaven.
They're going to
and he should if
double dip back to the Tea Party movement, putting up, using language that is coded for the ears of the neo-Nazis, of the white power movement, of white supremacists in general, certainly of white Christian nationalists, and colleagues in that movement of Pete Hegseth. Rather than just leadership,
right?
Rather than just dealing with the reality that we must face, they want to engender more support to swell the ranks of racists and racism in this country, to get people on board who otherwise might not, but they're, oh my God, a Muslim killed these two people, killed this person. Just weakness.
You right.
Mental
Milos.
weakness, ethical weakness, moral weakness.
And there are some black
weakness
Christian
in the MAGA movement.
MAGA churches
I'd love to
too.
know what you think. You can comment below this video.
There are some black ones that's caught up in the mess, but and they are taking large donations and deceiving the people with this altered it's altered. I'm not gonna call it a fake gospel. And people are just running with it because they trust their pastor. Hi, Max T. Let's move on. Let's move on. What I got next? Y'all, I need for y'all to double tap the face of y'all screen. Just double tap. If you're on your phone, hit the three dots at the top right. If you're on your laptop or computer. But I need for you to come on with the tap, tap, tap. Come on with it. What's next? What I got next? So he warns Christians. Let's listen to this foolish man who he should have been asking for prayer for. who don't know how to talk to people. And I don't care if he is losing his mind. I don't care if he's sick. I don't care. I heard he may have had a stroke. I don't care about none of that. You know he giving incorrect orders. This fool don't know how to talk to people. He don't know how to talk to people. And so people are supposed to take it. Everybody's supposed to be scared of you. Ain't nobody scared of you. And they don't respect you because you slow. But old girl should have cussed his ass out. These folks are killing me. Scared to step to him. No, you rude. Yeah, tell him. Yeah, you just rude or you dumb. No, you dumb. And you think we dumb enough to sit up here and listen to this stupid shit. You need to go lay down. Go lay down. Go get you a Whopper and eat yourself to death with that. Go get one of them burgers where they have humans in it. Yeah, and go eat it. And let that shit run down your leg. Go call Bill and suck on his pickle. See, that's what somebody needs to tell it. They come back. Need to be better than what it is. Don't take your like back. You take your like back, you leave and don't come back. Yeah. Yeah, you one of them pickle eaters too. You're a bottom. Yeah. You're a receiver. You're not a giver. Yeah. Let me cut the volume up. Pump up the volume. Like ain't nobody supposed to tell you the real deal. Pickle. Yeah, you always running your mouth talking that smart shit. Yeah, somebody needs to remind you that you are a headhunter. You are a headhunter. Yeah. Yeah. You got a good a good jaw line. And Bill says swallow. Where's the volume? I don't know where the volume at. Hold on, because I got it up here. Oh, no, that volume ain't good. I want to hear this clown. I want to hear this clown. We're going to hear this clown. No, I need one with some volume. And then I heard he went off on somebody again today. Yeah, they need to stop that foolishness. People got to take his abuse. And why is it always a female? Why is it always a female? He's scared to talk to men like that? But he don't like females. He has no respect for females, I heard. Yeah. It's always a female he talk to ignorant. Talk out the side of his neck. Hold on, I'm trying to find another one since that volume wasn't good. Are you stupid? Ooh, he better be glad it wasn't me. If anybody know, I would have said, ooh, I'd have got him. You know, I know folk they don't like mama jokes. I'm sorry. I'd have hit him where it hurt.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'd have hit him where it hurt. I'd have asked him, was his mama stupid for having your dumb ass? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'd have said. I would have said that. Nah, I ain't stupid, but your mama is. Yeah, I ain't stupid, but your dumb ass mama is for having your ass. ain't stupid, but your mama is. Yeah, I know she glad she gone. She don't have to deal with your dumb ass no more. The worst mistake she ever had was having you. Even in death, she ain't proud of your ass. She told us before your ass was ever elected, whatever you do, don't let him get into politics. They should have listened. Yeah. She went ahead and surrendered to the law because she was trying to run away from you. Your immigrant mama. Absolutely, Felicia Hutchins. Your immigrant mama. Is that why you hate immigrants? Because your mama was one? If he'd have called me stupid, I'm telling you now, I'd have rammed in on his mama. I'd have had him screaming to the top of his lungs. Yeah. Yeah. I'd have asked. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'd have hit him where it hurt. Don't hit him in the stomach because you know that shit will run out. Because you's a full of shit. Hold up, Milas. Hold up, Milas. No, 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 sir. Hold up, hold up, hold up. You have to leave now. I know Miss Tom don't have a stick, but she is she's primary, so you have to watch what you say. You are a guest. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're a guest. You got so I'm gonna have to oh, naturally, Nolan's got you. You have to be mindful, Milas. I'm trying Fab Fines. I'm trying to be nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove you today. Come back another day, but you gotta respect my peeps. 24 hours. You gotta respect. They at home. This is our first time meeting you. So you're a guest, and respectfully, guests have to stay in a guest place. Yeah. Sorry. Y'all need to come in, ask them the rules. I'm gonna choose my people over you every time. I'm looking straight. Yeah. I'm gonna choose my peeps every time. I'm gonna tell you that now. So if you don't want your feelings hurt, watch what you say to my peeps. Where the bag? Yeah, watch what you say. Okay. The froggy. Yeah. Yes, sir. No, and I can fuss and be mad and get off, and I'ma still have their back. You can best believe that. Because we family over here, and that's just what family do. That's just what family do. But you're not gonna come up in our house, yeah, and mishandle family. That's boy, y'all better think about real life. That's how folks get jumped. They get jumped. You come up in folks' house with that foolishness. Now you got to do that. You got to respect the house. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
In Washington, D.C.
Naturally not.
Officials say that the suspect worked very closely with the CIA in Afghanistan for years, that he was vetted, and the vetting came up clean.
He went cuckoo. I mean, he went nuts. And that happens. It happens too often with these people. You see them. But look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other. And that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted.
And you know what? This fucker right here, you wasn't even in office. First of all, how you know how they came? And when I see this picture right here in his hands, I see the people that you are deporting. That's a picture of the people you are deporting all on top of each other. This is what you are doing. This is what you want to continue to do because they need some more immigrants over there to become slaves and to be tortured and to be great in your foreign countries that you already have made deals with. So that's a picture of the people that you are illegally deporting. And then you get mad at her for calling you out on your bullshit. Yeah. You call her stupid because you stupid enough to think that everybody's stupid and gonna keep letting you make it. And you got mad because she called your monkey ass out. Because you want to put it on Biden. And you signed with your auto pen for him to remain. So that is what you are doing right now illegally. Everybody needs to stop making excuses for him and call him out on his bull crap. Stop blaming everybody else. Now, shout out to the young lady who tried to bring it back around and bring the truth in his face. And he called her stupid because you stupid. Ain't that what your mama used to call you all the time? Stupid, dumb. Yeah, she did. And that's why your brother dumped the mashed potatoes on your head. Mashed potato man, just mush. That's what they say is going on inside your head right now. Mushy, mashed potato man. Now, she couldn't get your ass back, but I can. Yeah. You calling everything your mama called you. You going back in that Alzheimer's dementia where you in that childhood state and you remember everything that they said to you and you are reciting it to people every time you get caught. You don't have anything intelligent to say when somebody snap at you with the truth. So you have to insult because that's all you have. You offer nothing else. This is what happens when your sister takes your exams and tests for you. When push comes to shove, you show how intelligent you really are, and you're not. The professor that class you were supposed to be in said he has never, in his entire career, had a student as dense in the head as you. So don't get mad at somebody who don't feel like listening to you come up with these fictitious stories as if you are really a leader, as if you are really honest. Yeah, don't get mad at her because you call her stupid. We see how stupid you really are. Yeah. Now go take your medicine, sick man. Don't get mad at us because your mama told us a long time ago that you are a piece of shit and you dumb as fuck. And they are trying to groom you to become a president to fulfill their mission. Because they need somebody dumb as hell in office. Yeah, that they can use to get it across. And act like he tough and intimidate people because that's all you got. You got a big statue, but you ain't shit and ain't shit up in there. Hell, them worms is having a good time. Them worms been up in your head. And them parasites eating your ass up in the head. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Your dumb ass. Shout out to your mama for telling us that you are a dumb piece of shit.
This is how they come in. This is how they're They're standing on top of each other, and that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens soon.
Your DOJ IG just reported.
Yeah, he going cuckoo, y'all. He talking about himself. Your mama came in undocumented. I mean, everything he say is in his family. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Everything you say, you are repeating your truth. But how do you know what happened under Biden administration? How do you know? How are you speaking it as if you were there? Yeah. How do you know?
Look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other, and that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens soon.
Your DOJ IG.
And how did he come in unvetted and y'all were able to fill out paperwork for him to have an asylum? How is he unvetted? He didn't sneak across the border. I mean, what do you mean he's not unvetted? He went through a process. So much of a process that you restamped him this year. Did y'all do a reevaluation? Oh, guess what you're doing now? Oh, you didn't do it earlier this year, but you're doing it now. Okay, so why are you doing it now? If it was important to have been done, why didn't you do it when you signed it in April of 2025? Oh, it slipped. Oh, so you fucked up. Because if you are reforming now, it should have been done when you reacclimated him. You got caught again. You got caught again as a fuck up. And you want to blame somebody else again. And because you mad for being exposed, you finna make another big release the Epstein files. How about that? Declare the release of the Epstein files so that you won't have to be doing this unnecessary bullcrap, endangering people. Because if you would have declared the release of the Epstein files, the National Guards would never have been deployed to D.C. Period. So declare what needs to be declared so that we can get past it. We can see what we need to see. We can know what we need to know. And you can stop hiding behind these fictitious occurrences. Because I'm going to tell you now, I don't believe it. I believe you staged it. Because more of your dirt was coming out. Boy, it was dirty. It was dirty, dirty, dirty. You dirty, dirty, dirty. You dirty. You are filthy. And your trifling ass, whore ass wife is too. Because she was a part of it. And she was just as deep almost as Ghislaine Maxwell. She's a pass around. Just like Ghislaine Maxwell is a pass around. They hoes. And Epstein had her first. And you so trifling and nasty, you thought that it would be good. It would be good for you to have his leftovers. And then you put a ring on it. You just as nasty as Epstein. Let's go.
Cuckoo. Something happens soon.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought
And he
into
agreed.
the U.S.
He's
So
agreeing.
why do you blame?
He's agreeing. Y'all see his head going up and down? He's agreeing. Yeah, and because he agreeing, and because she bringing it up, he finna snap on her. Watch his head.
So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let.
So why do you blame the Biden administration? IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let them in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out.
Bam.
They come in.
Ooh, but hold
And they
on.
came in.
Y'all hear
and they
that?
were
Y'all hear that? Oh, he show his teeth. He growling, y'all. He growling. Look at him. He rabies. He rabbit. Look, he rabbit.
You can't get them out.
I want to catch your teeth. I'm gonna catch. I want to see your teeth when I bust you in a lie. Come on, one more time. Show me the teeth.
Once they come in.
Show me the teeth. I want you growling. I want you growling like a mangy dog.
You
Come on, come on.
can't get them out.
Dang, it won't let me stop on them teeth. I want to see them teeth. Yeah, I need to make a point. When you say you can't get them,
And they came
I want them teeth.
in, and they were unvetted.
Yeah, I want them teeth. Cause he done got caught in the lot again. Yeah, you say that because
You
it's
can't get them out once they come in.
it won't let me
And they
get them
came
teeth.
in.
You can't get them out once they come in. What you say, Danica? You said,
Come out. You
yeah, that's the mouth bill light. I don't want that.
can't get them.
Ah, almost had it. God dog. Yeah. Him mad. He said, once they hear there's a law. What'd he say? There's a law passed. And once they hear, you can't get them out. He said, Biden, let them in. And there is a law where you can't get them out. Well, how in the hell are you getting the other immigrants out? Because there is a law in place that you cannot remove them. How in the hell are you getting them out in the middle of the night? The same way you putting them out illegally is the same way you could have gotten him out if you was following the same rules that you using for the Hispanics and Mexicans. But what you not telling the people, the people who listening with the good ear, is that he was working with intelligence. Oh, Lord. She said the word. Yeah. Because he was working with the CIA. And you couldn't touch him. So the lies you telling right here is bullshit. Because you don't follow the law. And you haven't been following the law since your ass has been in office. So what the fuck are you talking about? And you mad because a woman put that shit in your face. What shit, AunTeaFee? The truth. You despise the truth, devil. And she put it in your face. Your ass don't follow the law. So how dare you say that there are laws in place where it is impossible for you to remove him when you are removing people illegally? And there is laws in place. So which one is it? Which one is it? Dumb Donnie? Which one is it? Intelligent, sane minds want to know. Since you want to step to the female. Yeah. Don't be mad because the female's smarter than you. Yeah.
Thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking,
Why do you blame the Biden administration?
because they let them in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted, they were unchecked, there were many of them, and they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful. And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in, and they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole Afghanistan situation was a mess. It should have never taken place. If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go, we were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision.
You've been doing that. What you mean you was going to? You've been doing it. You've been doing it. Did you forget what you are doing now? That's why you don't make no sense. I was. Well, now you are. Dumb. You are. So your excuses don't make sense. That's why you lashed out at her, because she called you out. She called you out. Because what you saying don't make sense. The hell, you acknowledged it. Your head was going up and down in acknowledgement. And then you had to look, yeah, you forgot. We the people know.
We were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision, and we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles. But when you let the people come
What are
in
you
by
talking
the
about?
thousands and thousands and thousands, they made a terrible mistake. But they were incompetent, yeah.
You made a terrible mistake, dumbass. You signed it. Somebody should have been able to say, but is it not your signature? The last signature that allowed him to stay here, is it not your signature? I mean, was it an auto pen? Did you not know? Did somebody sign it for you the same way they signed Epstein's birthday card? Was that the same signature? Have you checked the signature, sir? He'd have put my ass out, wouldn't he? Is it the same signature? Yeah. Did the Epstein hand sign it? Because the last signature on any documentation allowing him to stay in the U.S., Dumb Donnie, is yours. How that happened? It wasn't you. It wasn't you. Oh, okay. They say you got 5 lookalikes, 5 imposters. Hell, it was one of your lookalike. It was one of your doubles, triples, quadruples. But it wasn't you. Yeah, okay. You didn't know. Oh, okay. So now, can you blame somebody in your administration at least? You know, how is it somebody else's fault except somebody in your administration? Oh, okay. You don't want to do that. Your head hurt now. I heard you flip the table. I heard you hit tables and all type of shit. Yeah,
My energy bill dropped from
when you
$150
realized
to $50
that the last signature to validate his residence here was yours. And now you mad with your dumb ass. Yeah. Now, again, I'm going to say, Pete Hedge, Seths, whatever. Yeah, he do, Z Rodriguez. Yeah. Yeah. We came in, y'all asked them for prayer. Y'all asked them for prayer for only Christians. And now we hearing you have a flag that appeals to heaven. We are not going to allow y'all to play in our face. We rebuke all of that in the name of Jesus. We rebuke all of that. Let me put it down. Rebuke Trump's administration in the name of Jesus. Amen. Y'all gonna learn today. We ain't playing with y'all. We are in the rebuking ministry, and we are going to rebuke you, your deceit and manipulation, everything that you come to steal, kill, and destroy. We rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Shut it down, Lord. Every time they rise up against you, shut it down. Every time they use your name in vain, shut it down. Every deceitful practice, Lord, we ask you to expose it. In the name of Jesus. It's time for healing. Yeah. We don't want to play the devil's game no more. Oh, sorry, President.
The deafening roar Marine One's
Lord,
rotor.
I thank you for him. I thank you for allowing us to see what it's supposed to look like. And everybody may not agree with his practices and in his attempt for equality of all people, because it allowed people's sins to be entitled to the same thing we're entitled to. That don't have nothing to do with us. He was about equality, and he allowed us to see it. And he allowed us to see it on good terms from a good man. So we know that it can exist. So when people say, oh, the president's, no, baby. No. Everything that we thought all of them have done and did, God put one in place to allow us to see that it could happen, that one of them did not. And if one could sit in that position and not succumb to all of it, then all of them can. He was an example. And Lord, we thank you for seeing it. So we cannot put everybody in the same gumbo. Yeah, you got to take him out of there. Take him out of there. You got all races of people wishing he could come back. Yeah, the black man. Hell, you mean?
There is a specific sound on the south lawn of the White House. It is a mix of the wind whipping off the Potomac, the deafening roar of Marine One's rotors starting to turn. I know that sound. I lived with that sound for 8 years. It is a sound that usually signals the beginning of serious work, of travel to meet world leaders or to comfort Americans in times of distress. But today, that lawn wasn't a place of dignity. It was a scene that should worry every single one of us who loves this country. I watched the clip just like you did. I saw the President of the United States standing there, not as a comforter in chief, but as a man cornered by the very accountability the office demands. When a reporter asks a question about a tragedy, about a shooting involving our own National Guard, about the safety of our citizens, that is not a moment for ego, it is a moment for answers. But what we saw today, what we heard was something else entirely. We heard the leader of the free world in the eye, a person doing their job on behalf of the American people, and snap, "Are you a stupid person?" just for asking if his words matter. Now, before we go any further into the heart of this story, and believe me, we need to go deep today because the soul of our nation is on the line. I need you to do something important. If you believe that truth still matters, if you believe that we can have a conversation without insults, I need you to click that subscribe button right now. Don't just watch. Become a member. Join this community. Whether we are 1,000 strong or 1 million strong, we need every single one of you to stand up and say, "I am listening." So please hit join, hit subscribe, and let's walk through this together. Because what happened on that lawn isn't just about one rude comment. It is about a fundamental misunderstanding of what it means to lead. When you are president, the microphone in front of you is not a weapon to bludgeon people with, it is a tool to heal.
What you mean, Miss
We are
Tom?
seeing a pattern here, folks.
Who in here?
A pattern where valid
I do
questions about
too,
life and
D
death,
Froggies.
about the climate of anger in our streets, are met not with reflection, but with aggression.
Thank you,
The
Ed.
reporter asked if the rhetoric coming from the podium contributed to the tension that led to violence. That is a fair question. It is a necessary question, and to see it dismissed
Oh, yeah.
with a personal insult, it hurts. It hurts not because of politics, but because we know deep down that we are better than this. We deserve a leader who understands that when Americans are hurting, when shots are fired, you don't attack the messenger. You don't try to look tough for the cameras while the country is weeping. You stop. You listen. You take responsibility. But today,
Take
on
responsibility.
that lawn, responsibility was nowhere to be found, and that is why we are here. That is why I am talking to you, because we cannot let this become normal. We cannot look at a president mocking a reporter during a national tragedy and shrug our shoulders. We have to talk about what led us here, and more importantly, how we find our way back to higher ground. You know, in the years I stood behind that podium in the briefing room or stood by the chopper on the grass, I was asked thousands of questions. Many of
You
them
right,
were
Miss
hard.
Tom. It is not. Yeah. But he hate women.
Unfair. Some of them made me angry. That is just part of the deal. When you ask
He
for
has
this
no
job,
respect for
you are
women.
asking for the hard questions. You are volunteering to answer to the people, and the reporters standing there holding those microphones They are not just people with cameras. They are the voice of the people. They are asking the things that you, sitting at home at your kitchen table, want to know. So when we see what happened today, it is not just about a reporter getting their feelings hurt. Reporters are tough, they can take it. This is about something much bigger. It is about what happens to the truth when the person in charge decides that asking a question makes you stupid. Think about the question that was asked. It was about a shooting. It was about the National Guard. These are our sons and daughters
that they now want
in
us to
uniform.
pray for.
These are tragic situations where lives are changed forever. The question was simple. Did the words coming from the White House make the situation worse? Did the anger in the air contribute to the violence?
Yes.
Any leader, any father, any person with a heart would pause at that moment. You would think about the families. You would think about the weight of your own voice. But we didn't see that pause. We didn't see that care. Instead, we saw a lash out. We saw an attack. Are you a stupid person? He said just like that, as if caring about the cause of violence is a dumb thing to do, as if wanting to understand why our country is hurting is a waste of time. I want you to really let that sink in. The President of the United States used a schoolyard insult to shut down a conversation about life and death, and the saddest part, there were cheers. I know some folks see this and they think it is strong. They see a man fighting back against the media and they feel good about it. They think, yeah, show them who is boss. But I have to ask you, is that really strength? Is it strong to call someone names because you don't like the question? Or is real strength standing there, taking the heat and giving an honest answer to the American people? When we cheer for this kind of behavior, we are losing something. We are losing our ability to talk to each other. We are creating a country where if you ask a hard question, you are the enemy. And if you are the leader, you never have to say you are sorry, and you never have to explain yourself. You just insult the other person until they stop talking. That might work on a reality TV show. It might work in a boardroom where you hold all the cards, but it does not work in a democracy. It cannot work in America because when the lights go down and the cameras turn off, the problems are still there. The shootings still happen, the families are still grieving, and the anger is still growing. This isn't just about one press conference. It is about the air we are breathing. It is about the example we are setting for our kids. If the most powerful man on earth handles pressure by calling people stupid, what are we telling our children to do when they get mad? We are better than this. I know we are. But to get back to being better, we have to look clearly at what is right in front of us. We have to refuse to accept that this is just how it is now. When I look at what happened after that moment on the lawn, that is when I really start to worry. I don't just worry about the man in the White House. I worry about us. I worry about how we are reacting to it. If you go online right now, if you scroll through the comments on that video, you see two totally different worlds. It is like we aren't even living in the same country anymore. On one side, you have people cheering. They're happy. They see the president yell at a reporter, call him names, and they say, yes, that is what we need, a fighter. I get it, I really do. There are a lot of folks in this country who feel like they have been ignored for a long time. They feel like the people on TV, the people in suits in Washington, look down on them. So when they see someone come along and smash the rules, when they see someone act rude and tough, it feels good. It feels like he is fighting for them. They see that alpha style, that aggression, and they mistake it for strength. They think finally someone who isn't afraid to break the china. But then you look at the other side, you see people who are heartbroken. You see people who look at that same video and see a disaster. They see a leader who is tearing apart the very idea of respect. They see that when you destroy the press, when you make it dangerous to ask questions, you're walking down a dark path. They are scared because they know history. They know that when leaders start deciding who is stupid and who is smart, who is allowed to speak and who isn't, bad things usually follow. So we have this split glee on one side, disgust on the other. And while we are busy fighting each other about whether the insult was funny or terrible, guess what? We are not talking about the shooting. We are not talking about why the National Guard had to fire their weapons. We are not talking about the safety of our streets. The noise of the insult has drowned out the tragedy, and maybe, just maybe, that is the point. This is the trap we are falling into. We are treating politics like it is a wrestling match or a reality show. We are looking for the knockout punch, the viral moment, the sick burn. But government isn't a show. It is real life. When the cameras turn off, the reporter goes home to his family, the family of the victim in the shooting, they are still crying. The problems in our economy, the unease in our cities, those things don't go away just because the president won an argument on the lawn. We have to ask ourselves, is this what we want? Do we want a country where we measure success by how mean we can be? Or do we want a country where we solve problems? Because you cannot solve problems if you are screaming. You cannot learn if you are talking over everyone else. This reaction, this division, it weakens us. Our enemies around the world, they're watching this too. They love it when we fight. They love it when we are at each other's throats. We need to take a step back. We need to stop rewarding this behavior with our attention and our applause. We need to realize that a president who lashes out isn't protecting you. He is protecting himself. And while he is busy protecting his ego, who is protecting the country, who is minding the store, that is the question we need to answer. White House Press Corps, that group of men and women who stand out there in the heat and the cold by that podium, we've been focusing on the leader who insulted them, but we need to remember who they are. They are not just famous faces on TV. They are a tradition. They are the eyes and the ears of every American who cannot walk onto that lawn themselves. They are the ones who make sure that the most powerful person in the world has to stop once in a while and answer for what he is doing. I didn't always like the questions they asked me. Believe me, there were days when I walked off that lawn after a tough exchange and I wanted to kick something. There were times the questions felt wrong or unfair or just plain nasty. But even on those bad days, I knew.
I was surprised when a waiter smelled like Creed Aventus while I smelled like... So I asked him how he was able to afford a $365 cologne, and he gave me this. Apparently there's something called micro perfumes, and it's the smartest thing I've ever seen. They refill authentic designer fragrances into smaller ones, making them affordable to anyone. So this $365 Creed Aventus bottle was actually just $7.99. I instantly ordered a bunch of them, and now I can smell better than ever. You can too. Just press the link and order yours from Micro Perfumes starting at $3.
Garlic clove.
This fundamental truth. Their job was not to make my life easy. Their job was to make your life better. By making sure I couldn't hide. That is the deal you sign up for when you take the oath. You don't just become president of the country. You become the steward of the highest office in the world.
Sunday.
And that office demands a certain level of dignity. It demands that you treat the people who are asking for accountability, even if they are asking a question you hate, with respect. Because when you insult, cannot walk onto that lawn themselves. They are the ones who make sure that the most powerful person in the world has to stop once in a while an answer for what he is doing. I didn't always like the questions they asked me. Believe me, there were days when I walked off that lawn after a tough exchange and I wanted to kick something. There were times the questions felt wrong or unfair or just plain nasty.
Ooh.
But even on those bad days, I knew this fundamental truth. Their job was not to make my life easy. Their job was to make your life better. By making sure I couldn't hide. That is the deal you sign up for when you take the oath. You don't just become president of the country. You become the steward of the highest office in the world. And that office demands a certain level of dignity. It demands that you treat the people who are asking for accountability, even if they are asking a question you hate, with respect, because when you insult them, when you label them stupid, you are not just insulting them as a person, you are insulting the idea of an open government. You are telling the American people that they don't deserve an answer. And this is where we need to connect the dots back to the main point. The National Guard shooting, the reporter was asking a question about a tragic failure. A question about whether the climate of anger, division in the country, a climate fueled by the rhetoric coming from the top, contributed to real physical violence. That is a life and death question. That is the kind of question that demands a calm, serious reply. It demands a leader saying, that is a serious point, and we are looking at our words and our actions very closely. But that's not what we got. We got deflection. We got a punch to the face.
Yes.
When the president turns the press into the enemy of the people, it's a brilliant distraction trick, because now we aren't talking about the shooting victims. We aren't talking about the chaos in our cities. We are arguing about whether or not that reporter deserved to be called stupid. The focus shifts from the problem to the fight. And while we are all busy watching the fight, the real issues are growing worse, and the person in charge never has to explain himself. This is a dangerous path, folks. When the person in the highest office acts like the rules of decency don't apply to him and acts like accountability is a joke, it tears at the fabric of our nation. It tells every single person who feels frustrated or angry that the way to solve a problem is to yell, to name call, and to attack. That is not the America I believe in. It's not the America you deserve. We deserve a president whose words bring people together to solve problems,
Absolutely.
not drive them apart to score a cheap political point. Now, I want us to zoom out for a minute. When the president stands on the White House lawn, his words don't just echo across America. They travel the whole world. Every single country, every world leader, every little girl in a village far away who dreams of a free life, they watch what America does, because for generations, we have tried to be the greatest example of a free, open democracy. We have tried to be the standard. Think about that moment on the lawn today when the president called that reporter a stupid person for asking a question about violence and responsibility. What did the rest of the world see? They saw us throwing away our best idea. We spend so much time telling other countries where the government controls everything, that they must have a free press. We tell them that in a healthy society, the powerful must be held to account. We say that reporters are not the enemy. They are the people's watchdogs. But when the President of the United States, the person who leads the free world, acts like a bully and attacks his own press, it gives a gift to every bad leader on earth. When a dictator in another country throws a journalist in jail, why should I be nice to them? The moment we give up on the idea that hard questions must be answered with respect, we lose our moral voice. We lose the right to tell other countries how to behave. This isn't just about politics. It is about who we are in the world. When I was traveling as president, the strength of America was never just our armies or our money. It was our values. It was the fact that even when we disagreed with each other, even when things got tough, we still believed in free speech. We still believed in the power of truth. We still believed in dignity. But today we look less like an example and more like a warning. We look like a country where the leader is afraid of questions and uses insults to cover up a deeper problem. And that is a very dangerous thing for the world. If America stops standing for decency, who will? If we are lowering the bar for ourselves, if we are accepting this kind of behavior as just the way it is now, then we are letting down people everywhere who look to us for hope. The president's words today were cheap. They were easy. They were meant to stir up a quick cheer from some people, but the cost of those cheap words is huge. The cost is our credibility. The cost is our moral standing. The cost is the idea that America is better than a country where leaders lash out like children. We have to remember that when the president speaks, he is speaking for all of us. And right now, his voice does not sound like the voice of hope. It sounds like the voice of division and disrespect. And we deserve better than that. The world deserves better from us. We've talked about the noise. We've talked about the cheering and the worry. We've talked about what the world sees. But now let's talk about what all of this does to our hearts right here at home. Because the way a president talks is not just about speeches. It is about setting the tone. It is about saying what is okay and what is not okay. When I watched that president look at a reporter and call him stupid for asking about a terrible shooting, about men and women of our National Guard, I didn't just feel political disagreement. I felt a deep sadness for the country's spirit, because that moment wasn't just mean. It was empty of kindness. It was empty of empathy. The job of the president, especially after a tragedy, is to be the empathizer in chief. It is to remind us that we are all Americans, that we share the pain, and that we must work together to heal. That is what we need to see after a shooting. We need a moment of quiet, of respect, of real grief. But when the leader jumps straight to attacking, to name calling, to putting up a wall of insults, it teaches us all to do the same. It teaches us that if someone disagrees with us, we don't have to listen. We just have to shout them down or call them names. It teaches us that cruelty is a tool to win, and that is the problem that is spreading far wider than the White House lawn. When the tone at the top is angry, it gives permission for anger everywhere else. Think about what happens in your own life. Think about trying to talk to a family member who sees things totally differently than you do. Think about trying to find common ground with a neighbor. It is already hard enough, but when the person who leads the country keeps showing us that the answer to a hard question is an insult, it makes your own hard conversation nearly impossible. The anger trickles down. It makes us suspicious of our neighbors, hearted toward the pain of people we don't know. The problem with that word, stupid, and the anger behind it is that it is a distraction from real feeling. It takes the focus away from the families of the National Guard involved in that shooting, who deserved a thoughtful, careful answer from their government. They deserved comfort. They deserved a leader who understood the weight of the moment. Instead, they got a political fight. We, as Americans, deserve a country where kindness is not seen as weakness. We deserve a leader who understands that when you are the president, you are supposed to be the model of goodness. You are supposed to be the one who sets the high standard. And that standard is simple. Treat people with respect, even when you are under pressure. Answer for your actions, and never, ever turn a national tragedy into a chance to score political points by insulting others. We have to demand a dignity back for the sake of our own souls. Folks, after seeing all of this, the insult, the anger, the division, we have to stop and ask ourselves the simplest, most important question. Is this really the best we can do? We are America. We are the country that set the standard for freedom and hope in the world. We are the country that has always believed that we can fix what is broken. And because of who we are, we should understand deep in our bones that we deserve better than this. When we talk about better, I am not talking about simple politics.
Well, the average tax
We
rate
deserve
for
better.
their spending capacity plan, if they're doing this 22% Roth conversion.
I am talking about the American idea. The idea, people with respect, even when you are under pressure, answer for your actions, and never, ever turn a national tragedy into a chance to score political points by insulting others. We have to demand a dignity back for the sake of our own souls. Folks, after seeing all of this, the insult, the anger, the division, we have to stop and ask ourselves the simplest, most important question. Is this really the best we can do? We are America. We are the country that set the standard for freedom and hope in the world. We are the country that has always believed that we can fix what is broken. And because of who we are, we should understand deep in our bones that we deserve better than this. When we talk about better, I am not talking about simple politics. I am talking about the American idea, the idea that we are a nation of laws, not of angry men. The idea that the person who sits in that great office is there to serve the people, not to feed his own ego. The core of the problem we saw on that lawn is a complete failure to understand service. When a president calls a reporter stupid, he is telling every single American that asking hard questions is a bad thing. He is saying that if you worry about the violence in the streets, if you worry about the National Guard shooting, if you worry about the future of your kids, you are somehow dumb for caring. That is not leadership. That is a failure of respect for the citizens he swore to protect. We deserve a president who understands that the job is not about winning an argument. The job is about solving the problem. The question about the rhetoric and the shooting, that was a question about public safety and healing. A good leader would have paused. A good leader would have looked into the camera and said, that is a fair question. And I promise you, we are working every day to make sure our words bring calm, not chaos. That is the difference. That is what accountability sounds like. What we are getting instead is a continuous show of anger. We are getting a leader who seems to think that the presidency is about being the toughest person in the room, about never admitting a mistake, and about always having the last nastiest word. But that is not strength. That is fear. It is the fear that if he slows down, if he listens, if he stops shouting, he might have to face the hard truth that his approach is not working for the country. We, the people, have the power to stop this. We have the right to demand simple decency from the person who represents us to the entire world. We deserve a leader who is mature. We deserve a leader who, in a moment of crisis, like a shooting, brings people together instead of pushing them apart with insults. We deserve truth, not distraction. We deserve respect, not contempt. The promise of America is that our leaders are accountable to us. That means they must stand there and answer the tough questions,
Answer the tough questions.
even the ones that hurt. We need to remember the weight of our own voice. We need to remember that we are the ones and see from the person who represents us to the entire world. We deserve a leader who is mature. We deserve a leader who, in a moment of crisis, like a shooting, brings people together instead of pushing them apart with insults. We deserve truth, not distraction. We deserve respect, not contempt. The promise of America is that our leaders are accountable to us. That means they must stand there and answer the tough questions, even the ones that hurt. We need to remember the weight of our own voice. We need to remember that we are the ones who decide what is acceptable behavior in the highest office. This country is full of good people who work hard and treat their neighbors right. We need a government that reflects that goodness,
Absolutely.
not one that mocks it. We deserve better, and we have the power to bring that better future into being. Let's be honest with ourselves. What we saw today on the White House lawn,
Disgusting.
it was not a surprise. It was just the same thing we have seen repeated over and over again. An attack, an insult, a shout.
And this is why we should be at a point of rebuking him in the name of Jesus. We have to rebuke Trump in his demonic spirit and evil ways. Period. It's time for us now to put God on Trump. God tells us that his yoke is easy and his burdens are light. And this is when he talks about, if my people who are called by my name, we are the people and we are called by his name, and it is time for us to turn from our wicked ways and let God handle. Ask God. Surrender to God to remove this evilness, who is in place to kill, steal, and destroy. We should all come in unity, the same way that we came in unity for freedom of speech. We need to stand in prayer, in agreement for rebuking the devil. The ones we know of, as well as the ones we do not know. Let God remove them. Period. And that takes the blame or the shame or the finger pointing, saying, well, what about? No, we gonna put them all, the ones we know of and the ones we do not know. Enough is enough. And it's time to start rebuking. So when y'all are in other people's comments and they are praising and, oh, he's the best, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Satan, you're a lie and the truth ain't in you. I rebuke you. I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to rebuke you and ask God to continue to knock down your evil deeds. And I'm not going to even argue with you about it. I'm going to let the rebuke do what rebuke do. I'm going to let rebuke do what rebuke do. Yeah. And let God do what God do. But it don't need to just be me. We all need to be, he said 2 or 3. Yeah, we all need to be at that point in our lives, because we don't know the plan that they are planning, the plot, the deceit. We have no idea We don't know who is a plot. We don't know who is a mole. We don't know. So we're going to rebuke you all that has a plan to rise up against God's chosen, God's people, the ones that are called by his name, the real, the true believers, not the fake ones, not the latcher on nurse. You understand? Yeah. And because of President Obama, I'm just not going to accept that that's just politics. No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Decide what is acceptable behavior in the highest office. This country is full of good people who work hard and treat their neighbors right. We need a government that reflects that goodness, not one that mocks it. We deserve better.
By federal
and, we have the power to bring that better future into being.
By mode.
Let's be honest with ourselves. What we saw today.
Boy, we started talking about rebuking them, and they showed up, didn't it? Satan, kicking the dust off my feet. Yeah. Satan, you a lie, and the truth ain't in you. And if you come over here, we will expose you and then kick you out and cast you to wherever Satan is supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, we not coming to where you are. You coming to where we are. You coming to get your ears full. Thank you, T-Sippers. I was slow, but I see it now. He gone. Yeah, get thee behind me, Satan. Yeah, get thee behind me. Yeah, you ain't like that, did you? You ain't like that. Who is this woman who's standing on God's word? Who is this woman who's trusting and believing in God? Me. It's me. It's me, oh Lord. Standing in the need of prayer. Not just for me. Not just for me, Lord. I'm standing in the need of the United States. Yes, indeed, it's me. It's me who is placing this deceit at the altar and asking you to protect us as we rebuke Satan. Clothe us with the armor of God. It's me. We, the T-Sippers, we standing in agreement, asking that you rebuke and remove and destroy every evil plot against us. Yeah, now you ain't gonna like it over here. I play with you. But when push come to shove and things get deep, I'm calling on the name of the Lord. And if you have a problem with that, you might as well beat your feet because you getting up out of here. I thought you knew the rules. Hello. What you say? I told you. Have to throw out. Yeah, I will put you out. Especially if you are evil guests. You got. If you don't get your. Boy, don't make me.
Better. And we have the power to bring that better future.
Yes, we do.
Into being. Let's be honest with ourselves. What we saw today on the White House lawn, it was not a surprise. It was just the same thing we have seen repeated over and over again. An attack, an insult, a shout. Whenever a question gets too close to the truth, this is a pattern. It is a way of leading, or really a way of avoiding leading, that costs us more every single time it happens. Think about the question that started this whole mess. It wasn't about a small policy detail. It was about whether the president's own words helps create the atmosphere where a tragic shooting involving our National Guard
Absolutely.
could happen. That is a massive question about the safety and stability of our country. And when you look at the last few years, you see this connection everywhere. You see it in the way political disagreements turn instantly into
Ain't
screaming
he on point,
matches.
Jonathan?
You see it in the way neighbors stop talking to each other. You see it in the constant fighting in Congress. The leader of the country models the behavior.
Absolutely.
He shows everyone that if you feel upset, you don't need to try and find a solution. You just need to find someone to blame, someone to call names, someone to shut down. And when that is the example coming from the highest office, the division in America just grows deeper and deeper. The anger becomes the normal sound of our government. This is the great danger of this pattern. It takes our focus off of things that really matter and puts it onto a performance. We should be focused on the families hurt by that National Guard shooting. We should be focused on how to make sure something like that never happens again. We should be focused on lowering the temperature in the country. But because of the insult, the main thing we are talking about now is the fight.
So, quick summary of an AI-assisted code review session. First, I'm going to sign in with GitHub. I see my organization.
The president gets what he wants, a distraction, a cheer from his most loyal supporters, and no need to answer the hard question about his own part in the tensions of our time. We have seen this movie before. We have seen how quickly respect for facts can disappear when the person in charge decides to attack the people who report the facts.
Right. The facts.
We have seen how hate speech can spread when a leader uses hateful words. It is like throwing gasoline on a fire. And every time the fire gets bigger, every time the noise gets louder, it makes it harder for the good people in the middle. The people who just want things to be fair and peaceful. We cannot let this cycle continue. We have to recognize this pattern for what it is, a failure to lead. It is a constant choice to divide rather than unite. We are not just criticizing a man. We are criticizing a method of governing that makes America weaker, angrier, and less safe. And we must reject it. We must demand a clear break from this behavior. We have to expect and we have to elect leaders who understand that the real strength of America comes from its unity, not from its ability to tear itself down. I know listening to all of this, hearing about the constant fighting and the insults can make you feel tired. It can make you feel like giving up. It is easy to look at that angry
I'm
moment
ashamed
on the
too.
White House lawn and think, well, if the president acts that way, maybe that's just how things are now. Maybe we have to accept the chaos. But I am here to tell you, with all the belief I have in this country, that is not true. We cannot accept it. We must not give up on the idea of better. We have talked about what they are doing wrong. Now we have to talk about what we can do right. The most important thing to remember is that the power of this country does not belong to the man on the lawn. No matter how loud he shouts, the power belongs to you. It belongs to the citizen who decides to keep trying, even when the news is frustrating. What does it mean to take back that power? It means starting right where you are. When you see someone in your own life trying to turn a conversation into a screaming match, you choose to be the calm voice. When you go online and you see people throwing around insults and calling each other stupid, you refuse to join in. You show respect even to those you disagree with the most. That is how we heal the country, one decent conversation at a time. We need to choose truth over noise. When you see a distraction, like the president attacking a reporter to avoid talking about the National Guard shooting, You need to change the channel in your own mind. You need to insist that the conversation goes back to the real problem, demand real answers about safety, about
You
how to
right,
stop the
Z
violence, about how
Rodriguez. They
to
fell
help the
for the
people who
okie
are
doke.
suffering. Don't let the drama of an insult pull you away from the need for real solutions. Because here is the simple truth. The man who
I
stands in the
agree
highest
with you,
office
G
is supposed to
Hance.
serve us. He works for us. And if he is acting in a way that is tearing us apart, that is making us less
I
kind,
stand in
and that is
agreement.
making us look small to the rest of the world, then we have every right to demand a change. We have the
Absolutely.
right to demand a return to dignity. We have to be clear about what we expect from the presidency. We want maturity, we want honesty. We want someone who can handle a tough question without turning into a bully. Hope is not just a nice feeling. Hope is a muscle. And we have to use it. We have to use it by staying involved, by speaking up, by voting, and by showing kindness, especially when it is hard. We have to show that the American spirit is stronger than any insult, stronger than any political attack, and stronger than the constant anger we see on our screens. Our country is fundamentally
Oh,
good.
okay,
Our
Nana.
people are
Okay.
fundamentally decent. We just need to stand up
Who you talking
and
about,
demand that our leadership.
Jeffrey? Jeffrey, who you talking about? Sleep well. Sleep well and practice what you preach. What does that mean? Who is that directed towards? I was digging what you were saying when you said lead not to our own understanding, but that of the word of God. I get that, but what do you mean by sleep well and practice what you preach? This is not about Obama. I thought, yeah, and if you here to bash Obama, then this is not the place for you. Obama's circumstances when he was in office a long time ago is not the same right now. But if that's what you own, then you might as well go ahead and leave respectfully. Yeah, we talking about what's going on right now. We didn't see none of this when Obama was in office, and the circumstances are not the same. So the mere fact that you try to make it be equal means that you are not honest. You're deceitful. You're trying to find excuses to support a PDFer, a deceiver, a thief. So you may need to go ahead and leave so that I won't have to put you out. I think I blocked the wrong person. Oh, yeah, now I'm talking to a G Grand Bob. That's who I deleted. That's who I deleted. My apologies, Jeffrey Block. What did you mean when you said sleep well and practice what you preach? Who is G Grand Bob? Please don't come in here playing, because I will get you out. What do you mean? Sleep well and practice what you preach. Are you the same person as G Bob? Yeah, because when you come in here making excuses for anything Trump did or is doing, that means that you are pro PDFer. And we got to get you up out of here. I have survivors that I'm standing in agreement with. So anytime you come over here sneaking in a way to support Trump, you got to go. I have survivors. Bless you, Nana. And I pray that you heal. I have survivors. I'm not going to do that over here.
By speaking up, by voting, and by showing kindness, especially when it is hard, we have to show that
Bless
the American
you.
spirit is stronger than any insult, stronger than any political attack, and stronger than the constant anger we see on our screens.
He not even our
This is
president,
Graceland Ranch.
and he
We are a
still
sober living that takes a
is standing
collaborative,
in the gap
community-based
for
approach
this
to drug and
bogus
alcohol.
ass president to bring us
Our
some
country
form
is
of
fundamentally
solace
good. Our people
and
are
hope.
fundamentally decent.
Hell is wrong with y'all?
We just need to stand up and demand that our leadership reflect that goodness.
You can get them.
Starting right
I mean,
now.
you know, if I think it ain't right, I say, hey, okay. But yeah, no. If it's just a kind of extreme, you know, and slick on the cool. Ask them if you think something. A janitor asked, Miss Thomas asked, you can ask them what that mean. Yeah, and let them type their foot in their mouth, and then we can get them up out of there. But any slight way of making excuses for a pet doe, get them out. Anybody making any type of indication, I don't want them here. I don't want this. I need for every survivor to know that I validate your pain and your trauma. And I am standing in the gap for you. I'm not going to make no excuses for no PDFer. None. It's totally unacceptable. And I'm just not going. No. Nobody asked for that. Nobody who has been violated asked for that. So there is no excuses for it. You're not going to make them feel like they did something wrong. No, they did not. I don't care what they had on. I don't care what they did. I don't care. They did not ask for it. And you didn't have the right. And I'm not going to make not one excuse for it. And I do mean not one. And I don't care who you are. Don't come over here. This is not the place for you. You will be, I ain't going to say it because it may, you will be removed. Yeah. With some verbiage out my mouth that you may not like. Yeah. Can I say it like that? Yeah. Yeah, you gonna get a treatment from Laquita in her mouth. Hey, Max. Yeah. A treatment comes with your exit. Oh, Lord. Yeah, there go the Laquita police. Max is the Laquita police. Y'all say hey to the Laquita police. Hey, Max. There go my girl, Max. Hey. You going
So
live?
we have spent these last few minutes.
Let me back this up. For Laquita started coming out.
In your own mind, you need to insist that the conversation goes back to the real problem. Demand real answers about safety, about how to stop the violence, about how to help the people who are suffering. Don't let the drama of an insult pull you away from the need for real solutions. Because here is the simple truth. The man who stands in the highest office is supposed to serve us. He
Absolutely.
works for us. And if he is acting in a way that is tearing us apart, that is making us less kind, and that is making us look small to the rest of the world,
Absolutely.
then we have every right to demand a change. We have the right to demand a return to dignity.
Return his
We have
ass to
be clear
sender.
about what we expect from the
Impeach,
presidency. We want
convict,
maturity,
remove.
We want honesty. We want someone who can handle a tough question without turning into a bully. Hope is not just a nice feeling. Hope is a muscle. And we have to use it.
Laquita rubbed off on you, Miss Tom.
By speaking up, by voting, and by showing kindness, especially when it is hard. We have to show that the American spirit is stronger than any insult, stronger than any political attack, and stronger than the constant anger we see on our screens. Our country is fundamentally good. Our people are
The world courts are
fundamentally
not coming
decent.
for him because he's making deals with them.
We just need to stand up and demand that our leadership reflect that goodness starting right now. So we have spent these last few minutes looking closely at a single moment on the White House lawn, a president facing a hard question about violence and tragedy, about the National Guard shooting, and choosing to respond with an insult, calling the reporter a stupid person. We have seen how that one simple, ugly moment is a sign of a larger problem. The constant trading of dignity for cheap political points. We have talked about how this behavior damages our democracy, how it hardens our hearts, and how it makes the entire world question what America stands for now. But let me end here with this. The story of America is never finished. We are always writing the next chapter, and the power to write that chapter belongs to you. It does not matter how dark the news is today, or how much noise they make with their fighting and their insults. What matters is what we choose to do right now in this moment. We must choose dignity. We must choose responsibility. We must choose to lift the standard back up because we deserve it. We deserve a leader who respects the gravity of the office. We deserve a leader who understands that when our people are hurting, your job is to heal, not to attack. We deserve a government that reflects the decency, the goodness that I know exists in every town and every city across this nation. I believe in the strength of the American people to choose a better path. I believe that most of us are tired of the chaos. We are tired of the fighting. We are ready to get back to the hard, serious work of making this country better for everyone. That work, that change, it starts right here, right now, with this conversation. We have spent this time together because we share the belief that truth and respect matter. Now, I need you to show that belief. I need you to commit to being part of the solution, not just a watcher of the problem. If anything I have said today resonated with you, if it gave you hope,
He gave us hope. Do y'all have hope? Do y'all have hope? Can we? Okay, what did Darnell say? Okay, Darnell, we're not talking about Gaddafi. So you are a PDFer distractor. Yeah, because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what we are experiencing in 2025. What is wrong with you? Get out. Get out. Get your ass up out of here. Yeah, Gaddafi is dead and gone. You said we feel more intelligent now, that's for sure. Yeah, get up out of here. Gaddafi. Yeah, I mean, may he rest in peace. However, what is Trump doing today? So don't sidetrack, don't move the goalposts. We still at the 50-yard line. Don't move the goalposts. You understand? Don't move the goalposts. We are not falling for the words that you are typing. No. You better go somewhere. You better lay low. No, but before I go, it look like this is one thing I saw. I'm coming. Trump. What? I don't want to hear nothing about no executive orders of Biden. Why was he still here? And why did you approve for him to be here in 2025? Stop making this be about Biden. And I want to hear this right quick.
Like you're hiding from your parents. Let's be real. The days of
the storm's a big.
In tonight's breaking story, Donald Trump is running away and hiding as the now deceased National Guard soldier's boyfriend just revealed all. That's right, this situation is absolutely tragic. And yet somehow Trump can't stop taking L's. How's it going, everybody?
Oh, her boyfriend finna tell us something that we do not know.
Back to another video.
Oh, let's go.
You have to click that subscribe button
Don't.
if you're sick and tired of losing thanks to Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is nothing short of a disaster.
Absolutely.
We've been covering this absolute tragedy that took place in D.C. And of course, Trump couldn't help himself but go on a bunch of weird tangents about how he personally redesigned ships.
The storms, the big water storms, as they call them, but mostly hurricanes. The jobs you do, the way you go into those seas, I wouldn't want to do it. You want to do it, but I wouldn't want to do it.
You don't want to do nothing for this country.
For that. As you know, we've ordered a lot of Coast Guard cutters, brand new, beautiful, the best machines in the world. The fastest, the best maneuverability. They tell me. I said, how's the speed and the maneuverability? I'm a looks person. I wanted the hull to be perfect. I sort of redesigned the hull a little bit. The hulls.
I hope
we ordered a lot, and we're ordering ice makers too that you're going to be in charge of. We have 11 of them being built right now. We had none. We only have one.
And still, Trump's behavior, even with his Gestapo, with ICE, is actually betraying our active duty service members.
And some of the people who have been taken into custody are military spouses. NBC7's Shelby Bremer has their story.
Military spouses.
Families of people who have been arrested at their interviews and are now being held here at the Otay Mesa Detention Center have all told us they felt blindsided. But there are some who say it particularly stings after all they've given for this country. Samuel Shastine lost his wife to cancer in 2022. Months later, when he walked into a coffee shop in downtown San Diego, he just so happened to meet Janet Afon, who put his broken heart back together again.
It kind of felt like there wasn't a hole there no more. She just filled a spot, the void that was there.
His kids had to warm up to her, but 2 years later, they were married. Originally from Thailand, she overstayed her visa, but they've been trying to get her green card since the wedding. November 18th was her final interview. He says they were just about done when ICE agents came in, handcuffed her, and took her away.
I kind of feel betrayed, to be honest.
Betrayed because he spent 20 years in the Marines, deployed twice to Afghanistan.
Do everything that we can to protect and serve our country, and then they betray us by treating us like we've never done anything.
But now it just got so much worse.
Wow.
That's right, Trump is running away as the deceased National Guard's boyfriend just dropped a bomb. Take a look at this
Hold
story.
on. He dropped a bomb on you, Donnie. He dropped a bomb on you. Yeah, you can't blame nobody. He dropped a bomb on you, Donnie. Yeah, it's your fault.
Treated him and other things regarding his treatment. In the meantime, our colleague Gabe Cohen spoke to a gentleman named Andrew Carr, who is the former boyfriend of Sarah Beckstrom, the Guard member who was killed in the shooting. They lived in West Virginia, and Gabe asked the former boyfriend what Sarah Beckstrom felt about her deployment to Washington. Take a listen.
Did she believe in the mission of being there? Did she think it was important, or did she think they didn't belong there, the West Virginia National Guard?
It was mixed. She got deputized in there, and they gave them no rights to do anything. She was like, people spit towards us, cuss at us, throw things at us. And
No right to be there.
She couldn't detain nobody. She couldn't stop them from doing wrong. It was like they told them to call the cops. She wanted to make the difference. She wanted to extremely. She was happy with it. And she just was also like, why am I here if I can't do nothing? Where they limited them so much, she's like, it's pointless. She's like, I get why we're here, crime's bad, but it's pointless if we can't do anything.
And that was Adam Carr, the former boyfriend.
And stop them from doing wrong. It was like a...
Important, or did she think they didn't belong there, the West Virginia National Guard?
It was mixed. She got deputized in there, and they gave them no rights to do anything. She was like, people spit towards us, cuss at us, throw things at us, and we can't do nothing. She couldn't detain nobody. She couldn't stop them from doing wrong. It was like a... They told them to call the cops. She wanted to make the difference. She wanted to extremely. She was happy with it. And she just was also like, why am I here if I can't do nothing? Where they limited them so much, she's like, it's pointless. She's like, I get why we're here, crime's bad, but it's pointless if
That's what the police is for. See, the police is for bad crime. That's not what the National Guard is for. They have a whole police department. Yeah. The National Guard is not sent out just for cities not to do anything. No. A waste of time. Putting them in harm's way so that now you can try to create a war. Man-made. They felt useless because of Trump. Helpless. Threatened. Could not make a difference. Could not complete the mission. It don't make no sense. Impeach, convict, remove.
She couldn't stop them from doing wrong. It was like a... They told them to call the cops. She wanted to make the difference. She wanted to extremely. She was happy with it. And she just was also like, why am I here if I can't do nothing? Where they limited them so much, she's like, it's pointless. She's like, I get why we're here, crime's bad, but it's pointless if we can't do anything.
And that was Adam Carr, the former boyfriend of Sarah Beckstrom. I'm sorry, I mistakenly called him Andrew Carr a moment ago. His name is Adam Carr, and that's what he told our Gabe Cohen a short time ago today about Sarah Beckstrom and how she felt about being deployed to Washington. And here at the shooting scene, which we've been kind of scouring and covering the canvassing of this scene since yesterday, take a look at this makeshift memorial. It is.
Thanks so much for watching. Please click that.
Hold on, I got one more. That don't make no sense.
Hey, vacation next week, Lisa. 5 days.
And they still don't want to tell us the reason.
Something that I really hope
They don't want to tell us the reason. Show us the video footage. I just don't believe nothing. I don't believe it. I need to see it. I need to see it.
2 National Guard soldiers in uniform shot in the nation's capital. Not overseas, not in some unstable region somewhere. Downtown Washington, D.C., a place where, if nowhere else, the uniform is supposed to mean something. A place where you shouldn't have to be looking over your shoulder just to walk down the street. I mean, that was the whole reason for President Trump having the National Guard there to begin with. And if you've ever worn a uniform, you feel that in your bones, because an attack on one of us, any branch, any badge, isn't just a crime. These are the signals that I'm constantly talking about to be on the lookout for. Now, I'm not here to tell you that this one incident proves some grand theory. I'm not here to try to spin you up or hand you some villain to hate. That's what a lot of other people online are doing, and that always drives me a little crazy. What I am here to tell you is something a little bit different, something a little uncomfortable, something that I really hope isn't true, but it's seeming more and more like it is. And that is, if you wanted to destabilize the United States from the inside, if you wanted to fracture this country deep from within, what we're seeing, this is exactly the playbook I'd follow. And the crazy part is, it seems like we're walking through it in real time. And how does that happen unless someone or someone's planning it? How does it happen if there's not some mastermind pulling strings from every angle? Because the incentives, the politics, the outrage economy, they all push us in the same direction as a deliberate destabilization strategy. And if you're looking at this, the first thing you'd want to do is turn the public against the people who hold the line. Take every mistake, every failure, every tragedy that fits the narrative, and inflate until the entire profession is painted as corrupt. Cops, soldiers, medics, doesn't matter. The goal here would be to make the uniform itself suspicious. Look what's happening with ICE. You make the people wearing it feel hated from absolutely every single direction. Then, look at undermining the chain of command. Normalize the idea that lawful authority, completely optional. Encourage service members to decide which leaders they feel like listening to based on politics instead of what's supposed to govern those decisions, the Constitution. That's how you turn a military into factions with guns. Then, overload the system. Push more people, put more pressure, more chaos into the country than the institutions themselves can realistically vet, track, or integrate. Not because, immigrants are the enemy. Most aren't. But because a stressed system makes mistakes, and mistakes create fear, and fear creates division. Then beyond that, you would want to politicize every tragedy you could. Hillary Clinton said it herself, said the loud part out loud when she laughed and went on about how you'd never want to let a good crisis go to waste. That is, weaponizing every headline before the facts are known. How many times have we seen this? Yes, some people out there still believe that hands up, don't shoot actually happened. And then you reward outrage over accuracy and you punish nuance. You make the calm analysis look like weakness and emotional whiplash look like strength. And then step 5, the final step would be to convince the people they're powerless, that everything is federal, everything is partisan, and that nothing they do locally matters. That's how you hollow out community resilience until neighbors stop trusting each other and start more or less preparing for each other. It wasn't that long ago, 5, almost 6 years now, where neighbors were literally being asked to more or less spy on each other for not following COVID compliance measures. But that's the playbook. That's how you fracture a nation without declaring war. But here's the part that nobody tells you. As dark as that is, the same playbook that fractures a country can be reversed on the ground level. Not by violence, not by rage, not by panic. Most importantly, not by turning on each other. And this is where you and I...
Who you going at, Miss Tom?
Follow a channel like this. It's by doing things like having discipline, by clarity, by refusing to let your identity be hijacked by some political tribe, by protecting
Political
your family,
cult.
your community, your sanity, by just staying grounded when everyone else is out there losing their collective minds. And in all seriousness, I think if someone was trying to break this country, the most rebellious thing you can do is stay calm, stay connected, and refuse to hate the person standing next to you.
Refuse to hate.
This video,
Refuse to hate.
channel as a whole, the topics covered here, this is preparedness. This is not about fear. If anything, I feel this is the anti-fear, because it's just about true awareness. It's about resilience, and it's about recognizing the pattern before the pattern owns us. So it's kind of a thing to do online for these calls to action. So here would be my call to action. The rebellion is about staying human and understanding that we need to be our own first responder. And if you've made it this far in the video, here's the part that matters most. Awareness without action is just anxiety. So here's what you can actually do right now to push back against a lot of this chaos.
Stock up on essentials,
First and
Amina said.
foremost, protect your
Republicans
mind.
are running this
Slow
shit
down.
show.
I say it at work all the time. We're going to slow things down. Before you go and click share, before you react, before you let someone else's headline hijack your emotions, because the loudest voices online are not the wisest. They're really just the most profitable. Secondly, protect your home, not with emotional, reactive measures that you're going out and buying all this stuff, but with competent, realistic response. Competent training across the spectrum. Shooting, medical skills, comms, financial stability. That's all basic readiness. Not because you expect the world to collapse, but just because a prepared person or family is a calm one. And then once you get your home in order, then you're going to go out and start protecting your community. Talk to your neighbors. Check on the people around you. Build those small circles of trust that aren't based on politics, but instead on humanity. Because history has shown us time and time again that a nation with strong communities is almost impossible to fracture. And finally, and I've said it briefly before because this is probably the hardest part, but refuse to hate that person that is standing next to you. That's the real rebellion.
That's why I didn't shop today. I didn't buy nothing. I'm not wasting.
Destabilization playbook can't overcome, and we are seeing a lot of right now. Refuse to hate that person that is standing next to you. That's the real rebellion. That's the one thing a destabilization playbook can't overcome, and we are seeing a lot of hate right now, obviously, but you don't fix a country by screaming at strangers online. You fix it by becoming the kind of person your community can rely on when things get weird. So stay calm, stay trained, stay connected, and don't let anyone, politician, influencer, or even, my God, an algorithm, convince you that we're enemies, because we're not. We are Americans, and we're the ones who hold the line. And with that, guys, please, if you're not already doing so, please go on Instagram, follow us there. We just announced a live fire medical course that we're doing here in Maryland on December 16th. So if you're interested in coming out and training with us on that, it's going to be a really...
Rant Strategy is the name. I don't know what they're about. I just saw him, and he's saying it looks staged. That's what caught my attention, as if it was. Let me see his exact words. This didn't happen by accident. Look at the pattern. I totally agree. Yeah, there is a pattern, and that typically is what catches my attention when I start seeing patterns. Yeah, because one thing is for sure. I mean, I don't want to call him what he called the reporter, but there's just he's an easy read because he has the same pattern. And it's like they don't know anything but that. And that may have been working before. It's just not working this time. That's why we have to rebuke the pattern. We have to rebuke his lies. We got to call it what it is. We got to rebuke the manipulation, the deceit. We got to rebuke them being pedophiles and harming the kids. We want it to stop. We want it to be exposed worldwide, globally. This is a global problem. Nothing was ever wrong with the sound. I never put it on pause, so I don't know why you couldn't hear. But it is most definitely a global problem. Oh no, I didn't. I definitely didn't pray for him, you know. And okay, so you didn't hear it. Here, let's back this up a little bit so you can hear it.
Briefly before, because this is probably financial stability. That's all basic readiness. Not because you expect the world to collapse, but just because a prepared.
So y'all didn't hear him?
Is a calm one. And
y'all didn't hear him?
Our own first responder. As dark as that is, this because a stress system makes mistakes, and mistakes create fear, and fear creates division. Then beyond that, you would want to politicize every tragedy you could.
Okay, so yeah.
Herself,
Hillary said what?
Loud part out loud when she laughed and went on about how you'd never want to let a good crisis go to waste. That is,
oh wow,
weaponizing every headline before the facts are known. How many times have we seen this? Yes, some people out there still believe that hands up, don't shoot actually happened. And then you reward outrage over accuracy and you punish nuance. You make the calm analysis look like weakness and emotional whiplash look like strength. And then step 5, the final step would be to convince the people they're powerless, that everything is federal, everything is partisan, and that nothing they do locally matters. That's how you hollow out community resilience until neighbors stop trusting each other and start more or less preparing for each other. It wasn't that
standing
long ago,
in the gap.
5, almost 6 years now, where neighbors were literally being asked to more or less spy on each other for not
active shooter at Valley Fair Mall.
But
here we go.
That's the playbook. That's how you
active
fracture
shooter
a nation without declaring war. But here's the
hold on. Active shooter. Hold on. Oh, U.S. troops bow down as Pete Hegseth leads prayer. Oh, Lord. What's this active shooter? I'm just release the Epstein files. Release the Epstein files.
These obnoxious kids. Gotta be careful. He's saying that supposedly they haven't.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Release the Epstein files. Where's Valley Fair Mall?
Couldn't believe how packed. And I was like, damn, I didn't know people still did this dumb shit.
Oh, it's the Christmas stuff.
Great.
The monitor and back channel. Did you want to move all operations there?
You were safe here.
Oh, it was a mall shooting.
Affirmative.
5 shots before everyone scattered.
All units.
They should have stayed at home.
A lot of other people online are doing, and that always drives me a little crazy. What I am here to tell you is something.
Hold on. They should have.
Caribbean yesterday, who I saw on the USS Gerald Ford, who we both had a chance to see on the USS Winston Churchill as a part of Operation Southern Spear. They're on another tip of the spear out there in our counter-narcotics mission.
I just don't like them playing in our face.
Mission, and we have your back.
I think that this is intentional, trying to reach out to the Christians, making people think that this
securing the American people
is for Christians, and Christians need to stand together. And I still think it's a political plot.
Yes, to your families, please. I know you've talked to them over Thanksgiving. Remind them how much we appreciate you and how much we appreciate them for supporting you.
You don't
as well.
appreciate them sending them on dummy missions.
Your wives, your sons, your daughters, your mothers, your fathers. That's something to deal with on holiday, and I've had that before in multiple deployments. There's the camaraderie of brotherhood, and then
release the Epstein files.
Those that you're serving with. I understand that. So it's a privilege for Jenny and I to spend a moment with you today, eating a little Thanksgiving. This is my third Thanksgiving meal. Even better. More Thanksgiving. Keep it coming. So thank you for what you do and the reason why. Well, good afternoon. It's an honor for my wife Jennifer and I to be here. An absolute no-brainer to be sharing some portion of Thanksgiving with you. I know some of you have families here. I know many of you are away from your families on mission. The first word I want to deliver to you from our family, from our Secretary of War office family, many of which are here who serve at the Pentagon with us, we are nothing but grateful for everything that you do. Every single day, every single night, every single risk.
He ate three different meals, but they want to cut food stamps.
On our behalf. Thank you.
For somebody to get one good one.
What most Americans could never do. In a way that most Americans can't support themselves. They don't relate, they don't understand what you do selflessly, what you raise your right hand to defend in another state, at another stage of life, and yet you follow through wherever the mission takes you. And for all of you, some of which are in the DC Guard, but many of which are from surrounding states, that brought you. At the top of the Department award to the White House of what you are delivering, and you a better life that deserve to live safe, but also for all the Americans who visit this great capital, visitors who come and want to see the monuments, and want to see the beauty, and want to see the history, and then they see danger or theft or violence. You've delivered safety, and you've done it selflessly, and you've done it courageously. Now, obviously, our hearts are heavy right now for the loss of Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. Some of you may have known her.
Where's the other guy in the hospital?
A beautiful human being and a great American.
Because I think that let me tell you, because the governor said they both passed that day. And I think that they are going to release them one by one to intensify. You know, once something deeper is coming out on the Epstein files, they're going to release that the other one has passed. And they passed a long time ago. Well, that day. So what is this really about? It's still about the Epstein files. I just don't believe it. Let's go. I'm sick of him already. Playing on Christians.
Your ways all the time.
Playing in our face.
Confused by violence we see or things that happen to great people. One of which is Sarah, who we commend you into your arms in heaven right now. And we ask that you be with her family. And then we ask that you be with the family of Andrew Wolf, who right now lays in a hospital bed fighting for his life. Lord God, be with those doctors and nurses. And may your healing hand be upon him. Perform miracles, which we know you can do. Help him to recover, demonstrate the resolve that he's shown every day of his duty. Watch over him, guard him, pour out your blessings upon him. And again, we don't know why things happen, but your will be done. May we be obedient to it. And then, Lord God, watch over all
They
of these
said it,
troops
Dave,
in front of you.
earlier.
All of the troops across Washington, D.C. Every single incredible American who dons the cloth.
Well, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to ask God to protect them from the evil commands of their leaders. That's my prayer. Protect them. Protect them from the evil of the president and his administration. They are being used for that other than what they joined for the service for. I don't know what God he praying to, because I don't trust and I don't like that they play on our Christian top. But the day of, the governor announced it and had reached out to both of their families that they both had passed. Then all of a sudden, the news got word that they both were still alive. And we knew better because we had already been advised. And then they waited. They waited and said one has passed. And now we're waiting to see what's going to happen to the guy. Okay, y'all, I'm finna go. News anchors are oh, yeah. And we heard it on Fox 4 that they were alive. So we started getting all this conflicting information. So to hear one had passed, well, we already knew that. They just wanted to wait until President Trump was briefed and decided on what that he was going to be able to say. The same with y'all. Absolutely. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. So they needed to know how to write this and change the narrative and who to blame. And that's all that is. That's it. That's all. So protect them, Lord. Yeah, the enemy that they are up against is their own president. I agree. Condolences to the family. Okay, y'all, I'll be back on Candace Owens. I moved the time to 10:30, I think. I moved the time to 10:30 so I can charge up my phone and back up. So I'll be back on Candace Owens. He wrapped up in that mess too. Yeah, you know, it's protect pro-Israel and protect their organized crime at all costs. And anybody who come close to exposing, they gotta go. It'll be this one. There's already a live set with Candace, I think at 10:30. I've already said it. I just went in to make sure that it was public just a minute ago. Are y'all able to see it? Do I need to drop a... Every time I try to drop a link, y'all don't get it. Are y'all able to see it? Yeah, YouTube Central Time. Jody, what are you saying yes to? Are you able to see it? The other link? I mean, the other live I got set up with Candace. Okay, yeah. If y'all not getting y'all notifications, go to the main page. Those three dots at the top. If y'all hit the three dots at the top, it'll take you to some options, and it'll say go to channel. Hit go to channel. You can reset your subscription, unsubscribe and subscribe right back, and hit the top bell, and then you will also be able to see the live that I have scheduled at, I think, 10:30. I have a schedule. I got to get some more juice so that we can watch it together. Okay? Okay, good people? We are the... I was finna say humping people, Lord. Today is Friday. Okay, y'all. I'll be back. Bye.